Welcome back to Only Talk Sports. And tonight we have the 2023 NBA Playoffs Eastern Conference Finals Round 1 game live reaction and watch party for the New York Knicks and the Cleveland Cavaliers. We're finally getting to the real action in the NBA playoffs. You're getting the Game of 7 series finally for the first time. The play-in tournament is over, and it's been really interesting so far looking at the 2023 NBA playoffs. You had the Celtics beating the Atlanta Hawks earlier today and the Philadelphia 76ers. They got a big win as well over the Brooklyn Nets. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens moving forward with the 2023 NBA playoffs as we start moving on to more games in these series and as we advance further on in the playoffs. But it's been a really interesting NBA season so far. There's been a lot of intrigue. But now you've got the Knicks and the Cavaliers. This is the 4 seed with the Cavaliers and the 5 seed with the New York Knicks. So you would think this would be a very competitive series considering the fact that both of these teams finished very similarly in the standings this year. They were both really solid basketball teams. The Knicks have probably had their best season since Mike Woodson was the head coach of the Knicks back in 2012, 2013, which is incredible. The Knicks have been struggling for about a decade, but Tom Thibodeau finally has the New York Knicks playing some good basketball. They have a pretty solid team. They've made some moves with the NBA trades and everything. They're 47-35 this season in the regular season, and they have a really good 1-2 punch duo with Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, obviously, they got from the Dallas Mavericks. I think that was a really good trade for them. Some people were questioning that trade because of the fact a lot of people felt that the Knicks gave away a lot to get Jalen Brunson and the fact that maybe they're paying Jalen Brunson a lot more money than he's worth. But Jalen Brunson's averaging 24 points per game. I would say he is worth what they're giving him. And obviously Jalen Brunson for the Knicks, that makes their trade end up looking good overall. The fact that he is performing at such a high of a level, because if he wasn't, then obviously what he's getting paid, he would not be worth what he is. But Jalen Brunson, fortunately for the Knicks, has delivered and then some. Julius Randle is having the best season of his NBA career this season. And RJ Barrett, he's still a player that's growing and trying to get better, but he averaged around 20 points per game this season. So I think overall, looking at the Knicks, they have a solid top 3, players at the top of their roster. And Emmanuel Quickly is averaging 15 points per game as well. He's a player that's budding into a potential star. He's getting better and better for the New York Knicks. So I think that looking up and down their roster, they have a pretty solid team with a lot of punch and firepower. Do they have one of the top 10 players in the NBA on their team? No, but you don't always have to have one of the best players in the NBA to be a great team. You just have to have a solid basketball team all around. I think the Knicks have a good basketball team and could be potentially a dangerous team overall in the playoffs this season if they can find a way to get by the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, obviously, looking at the Cleveland Cavaliers side, JB Bickerstaff, he's the head coach for the Cavaliers, and they were 51-31 this season. They had a great year overall, one of the best years that Cleveland's had since LeBron James has left Cleveland. And I think that that's really been a good sign for Cleveland moving forward, that potentially that they can finally start winning again and have a lot of success in the NBA. Their fans have been hungry for wins, and Donovan Mitchell coming over from the Utah Jazz was a massive addition. Yes, they had to trade away a lot to get Donovan Mitchell, but he's delivered as well, averaging 28.3 points per game, and he is arguably a top 10 player in the NBA. Darius Garland's averaging 21.6 points per game. He's coming off of his injury that he suffered a year and a half ago, but he's playing really well. And kind of like Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, it's a 1-2 punch for Cleveland. Evan Mobley's averaging 16 points per game. He's a great player as well. And then you look at Jared Allen, a very solid center, averaging 14 points per game. Karis LeVert averaging 12 points per game. He's a solid guard. I think both of these basketball teams have a lot of solid players. I think there's a lot of potential for both of these teams if they can get by in this first round to maybe make a run in the East in the playoffs. But it will be very interesting to see what happens. But somebody's going to have to go down in this game, and somebody's going to have to go down in this series. But it should be a fantastic game overall. I'm really looking forward to this game. It's been some good action early. Obviously, they weren't really close games, though. Boston handled Atlanta and Philly handled Brooklyn. But still, this game could be really close. And I think that the NBA playoffs have been a lot of fun so far, especially with the play-in tournament. But I really appreciate all you guys being here so far. We have Jeff. Howdy, going to be a great game. Thanks for being here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. And glad you're here. And Edward says, #bleed green. Definitely the Celtics just got a big win over the Atlanta Hawks, so Edward is very happy there. But I think overall, looking at this game, it has the potential to be really close because both teams have good players. Maybe you don't have the superstar player with the Knicks, but you've got really good players overall. The Cavaliers, Cleveland has Donovan Mitchell, and he is a fantastic player, capable of going off for 40 at any time. He had 13 games this past season of 40 or more points, and I think that's the most in Cleveland Cavaliers history. So that's huge overall for Cleveland, and if he has a big game right here against the Knicks, it's very well possible that the Cavaliers are able to win their first game because it's at Cleveland. They're the higher seed, and the higher seed, they get to play on their own floor. And I think that that is huge for Cleveland and their confidence to potentially be able to get the first win in the series. And the first win in the series is very important. But if you're the road team and you're able to get the win, that's almost even more important because then you have a big leg up on the other team because you were able to beat them at their place. But this game, I think, is definitely going to be closer than the two games we saw earlier. And I hopefully it will be close, but I definitely think that this game, both these teams match up fairly well between the two, and it shouldn't be a game like the 76ers and the Nets. That was definitely not a close game at all. Obviously, Boston dominated Atlanta. I think that game got a little closer toward the end, but it was mostly a blowout for the most part. But this game has the makings of being a great basketball game. We're about to tip off. They're showing the players getting out on the floor. It's 0-0. Obviously, everyone has to start somewhere, even if it's 0-0. But I think that this game could be one of the best games we see, especially in the series. First game overall, both teams are going to be playing really hard to try to get that first win. But it could be the best game of the day, unless, obviously, Golden State, Sacramento could be better later. But who knows? But Jared Allen and Mitchell Robinson will both be tipping the ball off in the air, and Jared Allen, he gets the basketball to Darius Garland, and Cleveland has the ball first. It's 0-0, 11:50 to go in the first, and we're in the 2023 NBA playoffs. This is the first round, game one, between the Cavs and Knicks. Darius Garland kicks in the corner for a three, and the three is no good for Isaac Okoro. He could not get the shot to drop. You got a rebound by Jalen Brunson. Brunson's been really good this year. He has definitely improved, having by far his best season in the NBA. Jalen Brunson into the lane, and he takes contact, and I think he will be going to the line. He drew the foul there. Very smart play by Jalen Brunson. He's definitely a player that loves contact. He can get into the lane. He's a good free throw shooter, and he can shoot the ball as well, but he definitely loves to drive into the lane and take contact. Jalen Brunson averaging 24 points per game this season and 6 assists, both career highs. 42% from three as well. That is a fantastic percentage from three, and his first free throw is good, so it's 1-0 New York. Edward also says, I think the Cavaliers win this series. They got Mitchell and Garland, then the huge centers of Mobley and Allen, both 7 feet. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that overall the Cavaliers might have more of a punch, more of talent than the Knicks, but the Knicks are a good team. It should be a great series. But I would agree with you, as of now, you would think the Cavaliers find a way to win. So I think you got a really good assessment there for sure. But it should be a great series, hopefully a great game. But 2-0 Knicks early. Evan Mobley inside. Mobley can't get the shot to go, but he gets the ball back and he slams it home. 2-2. What a play by Evan Mobley. He was so talented out of USC. I think he was taken third overall, if I recall, but he is a fantastic athlete. That was a great dunk there. 2-2. Jalen Brunson has the basketball now, and he's driving into the lane again, and he gets the floater to fall. 4-2 Knicks. That's a great shot by Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson with so much talent. 10:50 to go in the first. 4-2 lead for the Knicks. Cleveland has the basketball, trying to find some offense. Donovan Mitchell. He has the ball, kicks to Mobley, now down to Darius Garland, and there's a turnover. It's New York Knicks basketball. R.J. Barrett behind the back to Julius Randle for three, and Julius Randle knocks down the three. He's having a career year. It's 7-2 Knicks, and what a start for the Knicks. 10:30 to go in the first. Darius Garland has the basketball, and there's a turnover. R.J. Barrett with the steal to Julius Randle, and Randle lays it in, 9-2. Maybe the Cavaliers need a quick timeout. They're not calling it yet, but what a start by the Knicks. 10:10 to go in the first. And it's 9-2 Knicks. Donovan Mitchell with the basketball going into the lane, and Mitchell's shot does not drop. He tried to go with the floater in the lane. He has a really nice floater game, but couldn't get it to drop. Julius Randle with the ball, swings to Brunson. Brunson almost loses the basketball, but he kicks it off of a Cleveland player. So it will stay Knicks ball. And Jeff says the Knicks are rolling right now. I would absolutely agree. This is a great start, and definitely the start you want to have when you're on the road in a hostile territory to start the way that the Knicks have. And Brunson swings to R.J. Barrett in the corner, and Barrett cannot hit the three. So I give the Cleveland Cavaliers a chance to settle it down a little bit. Darius Garland to Evan Mobley. Now it's over to Donovan Mitchell. Down below to Evan Mobley. Behind the back to Jarrett Allen. What a dunk by Jarrett Allen. And that was a fantastic pass by Evan Mobley. 9-4. Knicks ball. Mitchell Robinson swings over to Julius Randle. Mitchell Robinson, kind of an old school big, does not shoot a lot of threes, more down low, but still a solid player. R.J. Barrett, he's 0-2 from three to start this game, and it looks like the Knicks are starting to cool down a bit. Donovan Mitchell kicks in the corner to Isaac Okoro. Okoro drives in, and there's a blocking foul on Jalen Brunson. He does not like the call. Looks like potentially could have been a charge, but they do call a block there. But Donovan Mitchell being very unselfish, swinging it to Mobley down low to Jarrett Allen for the dunk. He easily could have taken the mid-range shot, but he did not. But now they're showing that massive dunk by Evan Mobley again. That was a great play. Darius Garland drives in the lane, and Darius Garland for two, 9-6. That's a really good shot by Darius Garland. He has a lot of skill. 9-6, 8:50 to go in the first quarter. And now Jalen Brunson has the basketball with his team up by 3. He's being guarded by Isaac Okoro. He takes the mid-range too, and Brunson's shot is off, and the Knicks are cooling off. Cleveland ball. Darius Garland has the basketball for the Cavaliers. He's being double-teamed. Good defense by Julius Randle. Now it's over in the corner to Isaac Okoro. Back to Donovan Mitchell in the Stars' hand for the Cavaliers. He takes a step-back three, and it's good. Nothing but nylon. 9-9. What a comeback by Cleveland. The Knicks had a hot start going up 9-2, but Cleveland's on a 7-0 run in the last 2:10. 8 to go in the first. Jalen Brunson with the basketball. Swinging it out to Julius Randle, and Randle's three is no good. Mitchell with the board. Donovan Mitchell going into the lane. He goes up strong, and his shot is no good. And there is a foul on the Knicks. Okoro, I think he will be shooting some free throws. Now Jeff says the Cavs are rolling, laughing out loud. That's funny. That's the thing about the NBA. It just swings so quickly. You think that one's doing well, one's not, but then it just completely turns around. Will ND says, what's up, everyone? Thanks for being here, Will. We got a good game here early in the 2023 NBA playoffs between the Cavaliers and the Knicks. It's 9-9, 7:52 to go in the first quarter. And you've got a nice free throw shot there by Isaac Okoro. Isaac Okoro is a solid player. He's definitely improved this season, averaging 7 points per game. But for sure, a really good start between these two teams. And Will, you are absolutely right. I think this game will be better than the first two. 100%. I completely agree with you. The first two games, obviously, still a lot of talent on the floor. It was nice to see, but obviously it was not close either game. Boston pretty much blew out Atlanta, and it was ugly with the 76ers and Nets. But thanks for being here, Will. Really appreciate it. But it's 11-9, and the Knicks miss again, and the Knicks have gone cold. They're looking like the Timberwolves in the fourth quarter kind of bad right now, the way they're shooting after a hot start. And now you've got Isaac Okoro in the corner, and Okoro misses the three. Emmanuel quickly with the rebound, and he turns it over trying to get the ball off the floor. Donovan Mitchell's driving into the lane, and he misses, but I think there is a foul. So everything is going Cleveland's way right now. The tide is completely turned from the great start that New York had. But obviously in the NBA, leads can change in a hurry. There's so much talent on the floor, so much offensive talent that you can score so quickly. And Obi Toppin's coming into the game for New York, some substitutions early. Tom Thibodeau does not like what he is seeing from the Knicks after a great start, putting some bench players in to maybe bring some juice. But you've got Isaac Okoro inbounding the basketball for Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell with the ball. He splits the double team. He almost loses the ball, but he goes after and he ends up with the basketball somehow. Darius Garland for three at the top of the key, and it goes in and out. And Quentin Grimes out of Houston with the rebound. Quentin Grimes was really good at Kansas, but transferred to Houston. Had a really solid career there. Now you've got RJ Barrett driving in, and he draws contact. Jeff says, what's up to Will? And Will says, hey, Jeff, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I really appreciate you guys for being here. But when you've got the NBA playoffs on or any type of big tournament like March Madness or the NBA playoffs, it's hard not to be in a great mood. It's hard not to be happy for sure. A lot of great sports going on. Some football on today as well, but a lot of attention is being put on the NBA playoffs, and for good reason. We have our first commercial timeout. But I think right now the beginning of the game has kind of gone as expected. Both teams have gone on runs. I think that Cleveland's runs was a bit better than New York because New York's run was very short. And then after that, they just really stalled off. I feel like Cleveland, for the beginning of this game, has had better stretches of actually playing better basketball where they look like they're potentially the better team. To Edwards' point earlier, he thinks that the Cavaliers will win because he just feels like they got too much size and they're just playing great basketball overall. I think the Knicks are a great team, and I think they have the potential to win this game and potentially make a run in the playoffs. You look at someone like Emmanuel Quickly. He's a big key for the Knicks because he's capable of going off as well, potentially scoring 25, 30 points in a game. And in other games, he only scores like 8 to 10. So he's going to have a big game, and he's definitely streaky. But I think that's just due to him being a young player. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens for sure. Really liking what I'm seeing from Cleveland to start this game. You feel like Cleveland's playing much more consistent basketball. But I do think that the Knicks still have a lot of talent and the potential to do some great things. Jeff says, Will, doing great. Love the playoffs. Hope you're good too, for sure. Jackson Johnson's here. Thanks for being here, Jackson. He says, Cavs will win the series in 7. It seems to be what most people are picking. Cavaliers to beat the Knicks. It doesn't matter on how many games it's going to take, whether it's 5, 6, or 7, but it does seem to be the consensus so far that most people think the Cavs will win. Definitely going to be interesting to see for sure. I think that both teams are really good, but I do think Cleveland maybe has a little bit more, especially offensive firepower. But I would not discount the Knicks or discredit them in any way, saying they have no chance. But I do see why most people are leaning Cavaliers to win the series at the end of the day. I definitely can see it. Jackson says as well, what's up, everybody? Appreciate all you guys being here so far. I really hope this is a close game. Nothing against the 2 games that happened earlier, but overall, I do think that this game should be closer, and hopefully it will. You want some close games. There's nothing wrong with blowouts. There's still solid basketball games, but I think that when you have closer games, it gives, a lot more attention to the game. It makes more people want to watch. Even if you're not particularly the biggest sports fan in the world, you're going to want to watch a game when it's close. And you got to have some close games. It's the NBA playoffs. Some games have to be close. Jeff says, hey, man, another good one here for sure. I think that this game so far has been really solid. It does show the strengths of both teams because Cleveland, the thing that makes Cleveland so dangerous is because of the fact you've got Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, who are guards that are so dangerous and both can score a lot of points in a hurry. But then you've got Evan Mobley and Jared Allen down low that are dominant, on the glass, and they're great, especially Evan Mobley with being able to drive in and get the big dunk he had earlier. I think they just have that inside-out punch where they're good in both areas. You look at the Knicks, outside Julius Randle, I think Mitchell Robinson's a solid center, but maybe he's a lot weaker of an inside presence than Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. And then you look at the rest of the roster, they're kind of wing heavy as well with Jalen Brunson, Emmanuel Quickly, Quentin Grimes. I think you look at someone like RJ Barrett's kind of that swing guy, that he's kind of the taller guy that can maybe hang with Evan Mobley if he's on him as a matchup. But I do think looking at Cleveland, they are the deeper team for sure. But Barrett, he was at the line for 2 free throws, and he hits both. So right there, the Knicks tie the game back up. It's 11-11. 6:50 to go in the first quarter. And Darius Garland with the basketball. He's had a solid start to the game, handling the pressure from the Knicks. Not a lot of turnovers overall. Donovan Mitchell, he has the basketball, and he shoots it from the Rocket Mortgage logo, and he cannot knock it down. But that was a deep three. Now Isaac Okoro, he's driving into the lane, swings to Jared Allen, and Jared Allen flushes it home. 13-11. And Jared Allen will definitely be a problem for the Knicks. Can the Knicks slow him down? But that was a great dunk by Jared Allen. Now Mitchell Robinson has the basketball. Swings over to Emmanuel quickly. Now R.J. Barrett has the ball at the top of the key. R.J. Barrett's trying to make a move. Swings in the corner to Obi Toppin. And Toppin with the air ball. But Mitchell Robinson, it falls right into his hands for the slam dunk. 13-13. That was hilarious. Obi Toppin air balls the three, but it goes right to his teammate. You could just call it a pass if you want to be nice about it. That's funny. 5:40 to go in the first. Darius Garland driving in. Tie game 13-all. And Okoro, he misses the three. And R.J. Barrett has the basketball, bringing the ball up the floor. He gets it to Mitchell Robinson for the slam dunk, and Mitchell Robinson is proving his worth early in this game. He has that lob threat as well, 15-13. 5:20 to go in the first. Donovan Mitchell with the basketball, swings over to Okoro. Okoro with the reverse layup and in, 15-15. 5 to go in the first. Some really good offense now, but on both these teams. They're starting to wake up a little bit after a potential slow start, you could say, for both teams. Now Quickly's driving in. He is so quick in the lane, he cannot hit the shot. But Mitchell Robinson almost saves it, but it goes into Donovan Mitchell's hands. Mitchell into the lane, and he lays it off glass. 17-15. Cavaliers. What a play by Donovan Mitchell. 4:50 to go in the first. And we have a timeout by the New York Knicks. Tom Thibodeau probably did not like that transition bucket that Donovan Mitchell just got and wants to talk it over. Jackson's looking forward to some more fantastic commentary from Only Talk Sports, one of the best in the business. I really appreciate the compliment, Jackson. Thanks so much for being here. It should be a great game, and when the games are really fun, it makes it so much more fun to commentate as well. But I appreciate all you guys for being here so far. Makes it fun as well. Thank you so much for the compliment. Jeff says, sweet dunk. Yeah, it was for sure. Mitchell Robinson with a massive flush. And sometimes, even when you're not a center that shoots, like a lot of the guys that you see in the NBA today that are really tall that can shoot threes, Mitchell Robinson's not a three-point threat. But when you have a lot of wings and guards around a center that doesn't really shoot the three ball, I think you can still have a guy like that in the NBA because of the fact you have so many other guys that can potentially space the floor and be able to pass the ball down low to Mitchell Robinson for the lob threat. And I think that's what makes the Knicks a good team because they have so much talent around Mitchell Robinson. So many players that can shoot the three that you have to guard them close and they can drive in, and that's where the lob threat happens. It's very smart basketball overall, and it does prove that if your team is built correctly, you don't have to have a center that can shoot threes. You can still have kind of an old school center for sure, and it will still work. Jeff says, I agree, and I'm loving it for sure. I mean, it's the NBA playoffs. I mean, unless you just don't like the NBA, it's hard not to like it. I think that the NBA playoffs are a lot of fun. Some people watch only the NBA playoffs. I would say that more people don't watch college basketball in the regular season, but then watch March Madness than people that don't watch the NBA in the regular season but watch the NBA playoffs. I would say there's more that do March Madness, but there are some people that don't really watch much of the NBA, and they'll watch the NBA playoffs. It is a lot of fun because you do have the elimination when you lose in the play-in now, kind of like March Madness, and then you still have the 7-game series. And a lot of people like the 7-game series. It gives both teams a chance to play on both floors, on your own floor and then on the opposing team's floor. You go back and forth, and if you win 4 out of the 7 games, you get to advance. It's still a really good tournament setup. And I think it's really cool in the fact that the NBA playoffs last for a long time. March Madness lasts for 3 to 4 weeks, and it's awesome, but in a blink of an eye, it's gone. But with the NBA playoffs, it lasts for 2 months. It lasts for a lot longer, and you have so many games. And obviously, the farther you go, there's fewer games because of the fact there's less teams that are still in it. But right now, when you have the first round, there's so many basketball games, multiple games in the same day, that it is very fun to follow all the results for sure. But looking at Cleveland and the Knicks, both of these teams want to advance far. They feel they have a team that's capable of making a run. Do they feel like they can beat the Celtics or Bucks in the East? Maybe not. I think both of those teams are going to be really tough for any of these teams in the East, including the Philadelphia 76ers, to beat. I think it's possible. I think the 76ers have gotten a lot better. I think Cleveland and the Knicks are both solid, but it's going to be very hard for them to beat the Bucks or the Celtics. The Bucks and the Celtics have dominated the East this season. They've been the top two teams all year long, and even though these other teams are really good as well, they're going to have to be flawless in the 7-game series and be able to win 4 of the 7 games, and it will be very difficult for them to do that. But you never know. But New York with the ball quickly drives into the lane, and he draws a foul. Very smart play by Emmanuel Quickly. He has a very high IQ as a basketball player. Very smart, taking it into the lane and drawing contact. It's a very smart decision there. But there's 4:44 to go in the first quarter, and Emmanuel Quickly will have 2 free throws. And when he was at Kentucky, he shot a fantastic percentage from the line. He shot over 90%. And as I say that, he misses the first free throw, but it went in and out. But he's still a great free throw shooter. Quickly, in his last 8 games, is averaging 27 points and 6 assists, shooting 46% from 3 and 49% from the field. That's much better than the 15 points per game he's averaging this season. You can definitely tell his trajectory is pointing upward. He's getting better and better. Quickly, his second free throw does go in. It's 17-16. Cleveland with the 1-point lead. 4:40 to go in the first. And Darius Garland has the ball at the Cavalier logo at half court. He's trying to make a move. Goes off the screen of Jared Allen. He drives into the lane. He misses the shot, and Jared Allen could not get the rebound. He really tried, but I think there is a foul on Jared Allen. Trying to go after the ball, he fouls Quickly. Very smart play by Quickly, hustling for that ball and not allowing Jared Allen to get it. Very smart play there. But Josh Hart's into the game for the Knicks now. Josh Hart obviously was traded to the Knicks. He has a lot of talent. He's a player that's averaging around 10 points per game this season. Does a lot of things for the Knicks, but he's into the game. Along with Obi Toppin, Quickly, Robinson, and Grimes. And a turnover there. And now you've got Cleveland with the ball. Darius Garland going down the floor. Garland goes up strong, and I think he is fouled. It looks like the way both these teams are playing, there might be a lot of fouls in this game because of the fact both teams play so hard. And since both teams play hard and they drive into the lane, you're going to get fouls drawn when you're driving into the lane. Smart basketball, but it definitely bogs the game down a bit for these two teams when they want to run the floor. But Darius Garland, he misses his first free throw. He goes in and out. Got to hit your free throws. You don't want to miss too many free throws, and then they come back to bite you at the end of the game. If you miss too many free throws, that sometimes could be the difference. Again, looking at the Raptors. Even though there were circumstances involved there, but still, got to be able to hit your free throws. And Darius Garland, he knocks down the second, so it's a 2-point lead for Cleveland. 18-16, 4 to go in the first, and Emmanuel Quickly, he's driving in, kicks to Obi Toppin, over to Quentin Grimes over the top, and Quentin Grimes banks the 3 in, 19-18. That's a hilarious shot there. Quentin Grimes is a good shooter, but he banked it in. That's rare for him. Darius Garland drives into the lane. Now it's into the corner to Karis LeVert for 3, and Karis LeVert, his 3 is no good. Karis LeVert, he's a solid player, averaging 12 points per game this year. He's been in the NBA for a while. Quickly into the lane, and Quickly he misses. Hartenson tried to get the tip in, but he was not able to. Now Donovan Mitchell has the ball for Cleveland. He's driving into the lane. He swings to Wade in the corner, and Dean Wade cannot make the 3. I think he airballed it officially, but it went off the backboard. And Emmanuel Quickly with the ball. The Knicks up by 1. Quickly gets the ball from Hartenson, and he turns the basketball over. He did not know what to do with it. Donovan Mitchell down low, and Karis LeVert misses the layup. He had the shot, but he couldn't get it to drop. Now Quickly on the other end, going inside, and he misses it. Josh Hart with the tip in right there. Very heads-up play by Josh Hart. 21-18. And I don't think Cleveland likes what they're seeing there, and Cleveland calls a timeout. So it's 21-18 Knicks. Both teams have used a timeout. But right now, you can definitely tell both teams are wanting to run the floor. Both teams are playing at a high level. I think the Knicks were able to withstand that rush that the Cleveland Cavaliers had after the Knicks did start out the game fairly well. But they're doing a really solid job of being able to kind of take back control of this game. They're up by 3 now. Obviously, that lead is nothing in the NBA, especially with it being in the first quarter. But I think it's a good sign for the Knicks that they were able to respond with the run that they've had, especially with the fact they don't even have Julius Randle or Jalen Brunson on the floor. They're doing it with the backups. Most of them anyway, even though at this point it's kind of hard to call Emmanuel Quickly a backup because he's playing at such a high level. But still, he does come off the bench. And I think that that's huge for the Knicks in the fact that they have so many guys that can score. And I think Cleveland overall, basically Jeff sums it up perfectly right here. The Knicks are quick, but the Cavs are deep. I agree with that. The Knicks have a lot of speed, but Cleveland has potentially more of the star power that's already really good. And they have a lot of guys that can score, and they have, the length and the physicality down low. But the Knicks are a fast team, and they have a really good offensive team. They're showing their offense the 4th highest efficiency in the NBA on the offensive end. Last year, they were 23rd, so they have gotten a lot better from last year. And a lot of it has had to do with Emmanuel Quickly's improvement and getting Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle's improvement as well. That's been a big key for the Knicks. But it's a 21-18 lead for New York. Cleveland with the ball down 3, and Donovan Mitchell's bringing the ball up the floor. He has not scored in a few minutes. But Donovan Mitchell is definitely a player that can get hot in a hurry, and the Knicks are going to have to stick to him to not let him get open shots. Now you've got Ricky Rubio into the game, and there's a turnover there. Julius Randle bringing the ball up the floor like a guard, driving in the lane, kicks to Josh Hart, and what a pass by Julius Randle. Very unselfish basketball, and now New York's up 23-18 over Cleveland. 2:20 to go in the first. Very nice pass by Julius Randle. And Josh Hart, very heads-up play there, and there is an offensive foul on Cleveland. So the Knicks have the basketball. Definitely a very interesting play there. It's always interesting with offensive fouls because you don't really see them coming. You don't really expect them to happen. But when they get called against you, it's very frustrating as a player for sure. But the Knicks will have the ball back. They're up by 5, 23-18. And they're on a pretty good run here. 2 to go in the first quarter. Jalen Brunson with the basketball. He kicks to Julius Randle. Randle's at the top of the key. Now Randle's still at the top of the key. He takes a step back 3 and knocks it down. You could say that was a selfish shot, but when you hit a big shot like that, it doesn't matter. That was huge by Julius Randle, stepping back and knocking down that shot. Now Evan Mobley's back into the game for Cleveland. The Cavaliers are now down by 8, and the Knicks do foul Cleveland. It's a very smart play by Cleveland to try to draw that foul. But you've got Dean Wade guarding Julius Randle, hand in the face, and Julius Randle splashes the 3 home. That is a very talented play by Julius Randle, very athletic play, and he's a good shooter for his size. It's 26-18. And now Dean Wade is at the line. Dean Wade played at Kansas State in college, had a really solid career. And his first free throw hits the back iron but does drop. So it's 26-19. Karis LeVert, he's going to the bench, and they're bringing Darius Garland back in for Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell's taking a break on the sideline. And Dean Wade, his second free throw is up, and it's good as well. So the deficit is cut to 6, 26-20. 1:40 to go in the first quarter. Jalen Brunson has the basketball on the right wing, being guarded by Darius Garland. And Jalen Brunson with the turnaround jump shot, and it's no good. Rebound Cavaliers. Cavaliers down by 6. No Donovan Mitchell on the floor. Evan Mobley with the ball at the top of the key. And he swings over to Darius Garland. Garland for 2, and he knocks down the shot. That's a good play there. 26-22. 1:10 to go in the first quarter. Jalen Brunson has the basketball. Swings over to Julius Randle, who just hit a big step back 3. Randle's driving on Dean Wade again, and he almost gets the shot to fall, but he cannot. And I think they do call a foul on the Knicks. Ricky Rubio is looking around. Maybe they called it on the Cavaliers. I think they might have called it on the Cavaliers there. Ricky Rubio does not look happy. Let's see what happened. Randle went up with the shot. Oh, maybe a little bit of a push off on Ricky Rubio there. I'm not sure. Rubio does not like the call. and you got Hartenson going to the line. I don't know. You've got a little guard like Ricky Rubio. He's not short by any means, but he's a lot shorter than Hartenson, and he barely pushed him in the back. I don't know if I agree with that call, but it is what it is. The call was made, and Hartenson's at the line, and his first free throw's in, and his second free throw is good as well. So it's 28-22, Cleveland down by 6. 1 to go in the first quarter. Darius Garland with the basketball, trying to get Cleveland's offense back on track. Ricky Rubio with the basketball, swings back to Garland. Garland for 2, and it's no good. Hartenson, he gets the rebound, very solid backup center for the Knicks. The Knicks are looking really solid in this first quarter, 28-22. And you've got Julius Randle swinging to Josh Hart over to Quickly. Quickly thought about the mid-range too, but he fakes the shot. Josh Hart, he tries to go up, but he passes to Randle, and it's almost a turnover. But it will stay Knicks basketball. Reset the shot clock. 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Jalen Brunson into the lane, and that is a talented play. 30-22. What a shot by Jalen Brunson. 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Ricky Rubio has the ball, and the Cavaliers more than likely will be taking the last shot as they dribble out the clock. And what a start for the Knicks in this first quarter. 30-22. 10 seconds to go in the first. Darius Garland with the basketball. He's trying to drive, but he almost loses the ball. But he gets it back. Swings to Evan Mobley. Mobley with the mid-range too, and it's good. Nice shot by Evan Mobley. 30-24. That's a great shot there. And the first quarter has ended. 30-24. The New York Knicks up by 6. That is a really good start for the Knicks, especially when you're on the road like they are. You always want to have a really good start to the game because you don't want to fall behind. You don't want to let the home crowd for the Cavaliers get into rhythm of the game, get going really loud and be able to bother the Knicks. That would have been a huge problem for the Knicks if they let the Cavaliers get ahead by too much. And they did for a while, but the Knicks turned it around, and they have had a big run to end the first quarter, 30-24, and they were playing some really good basketball. And if they can play like this for 4 quarters, they can easily get this win. But can they? I'm not sure, but we'll have to find out. Jeff says it's going to be fun to see how it turns out. I completely agree. I mean, you got to look at both of these teams here. I think that, again, the Cavaliers have the depth and they have the size advantage. But right now, the Knicks are the ones out-rebounding the Cavaliers. The Knicks, especially toward the end of that first quarter, were really the ones out-hustling there. And I think that's huge. You have to out-hustle. It's always, cliche to talk about, just perseverance and out-hustling the other team and playing harder than the other team. But sometimes at the end of the day, that's what makes the difference. You would like to say making more threes, making more free throws, but some of that stuff just comes with playing hard. If you play hard, finally those shots are going to fall. It's just kind of the natural order of it. Jeff said nice shot. There's been a lot of nice shots in this game, but I would agree with you for sure. That was a really nice shot overall. And I think that it's a great sign for the Knicks. If there's any Knicks fans in here, then I think that the Knicks are definitely looking good. And they need to keep obviously hustling and playing very hard. And I think if they can do that, they'll have a really great chance to be able to win this game if they can keep it up for 4 quarters. You look at Julius Randle, he has 8 points. 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from the three-point line. Very nice start to the game for him. But I do think Donovan Mitchell is going to have a big game for Cleveland. The one thing the Knicks have that is kind of beneficial to them is that they don't have the star player, like Donovan Mitchell per se, where he's like a bona fide star, by far the best player on the team. But the Knicks kind of have the balance. They just kind of have that balance of, even though Julius Randle has kind of asserted himself this season, and even Jalen Brunson to an extent, they have a lot of guys that can score. I mean, Emmanuel Quickly can put up 40 on any given night. R.J. Barrett is really capable of putting up 25, 30 points if he wants to. They just have a really solid team of guys that are a lot of players on the team are capable of having a big night. I think Cleveland is the deeper team, but outside of Donovan Mitchell, they don't really have as many players that are capable of putting up huge numbers. Darius Garland can at times, but you're not really expecting Jared Allen to have 35. Jared Allen's a great player, Evan Mobley as well, but they're not expected to score a lot. And really, you don't look at Emmanuel Quickly and say you're expecting him to do that, but he's capable of it. And the fact that he's capable of putting up 30, 35 points, even though he hasn't done much so far in this game, is huge. I think it makes the Knicks so versatile in the fact that they don't have that one guy you can really key in on. And Tom Thibodeau is probably really happy with the way that his team is playing so far, because you know that a lot of Knicks fans want their team to advance. It's been a while since the Knicks have been one of the best teams in the NBA. And this year, they might not be one of the best teams in the NBA, but it's been a massive step forward. They're a much better team this year. And right now, they're giving the Cavaliers some fits after the first quarter has ended. Now, it's the start of the second quarter. Hartenson down low. His shot drops. 32-24, and the Knicks are up 8. Ricky Rubio with the basketball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. 11:30 to go in the second quarter. And Ricky Rubio trying to find some offense for Cleveland. They're definitely going to need Donovan Mitchell back in the game soon. Karis LeVert swings down low to Evan Mobley. And Mobley with the step back too. He cannot hit the shot. Rebound by Emmanuel Quickly. And when Quickly turns on the Jets, he can be lethal. But he hands the ball off to his Kentucky teammate and Julius Randle. Julius Randle with the ball on the left block. Dean Wade guarding him. Randle for 2. And what a shot by Julius Randle. 34-24. He's got 10 points, and the degree of difficulty on some of these shots that Julius Randle is taking and making is impressive. Darius Garland into the lane. Swings over to Karis LeVert, and LeVert cannot make the shot. Cavaliers really struggling on the offensive end. Julius Randle with the ball, but he loses it. What a steal by Ricky Rubio. Definitely something the Cavaliers needed, some defense. Dean Wade fakes the 3, fakes it again, swings to Ricky Rubio. Rubio into the lane, and Rubio misses an easy floater. Ricky Rubio had that shot and quickly pulls from 3, and quickly shot is no good. 34-24. Both teams are starting to miss now. 10-20 to go in the second quarter. Karis LeVert, he's struggling to start this game for Cleveland. He's driving in the lane again, takes a 2, and his shot goes in and out. He still can't get anything to drop. Donovan Mitchell is going to have to come back into the game soon for Cleveland. Their offense is cold. The Knicks have the ball up by 10. Brunson into the lane, driving in. He could have possibly got a foul called there against Cleveland, but they did not call it. He misses Cleveland ball. Ricky Rubio over to Darius Garland. Garland's hit a couple big shots. Now down to Evan Mobley down low. And there is a foul on Hartenson, trying to prevent Evan Mobley from being able to turn shoulder and go up with the shot. I don't think there's any fouls, obviously, because it's the beginning of the second quarter. So there's going to be no free throws yet because neither team is in the bonus. But Julius Randle, that is a great turnaround jump shot there for him. It's still no Donovan Mitchell in the game. Really shocking. But another turnover for Cleveland. Jalen Brunson with the basketball for the Knicks. Man, Cleveland needs a bucket badly. Julius Randle with the ball at the free throw line. And Karis LeVert tried to draw an offensive foul there. Randle down low to Hartenson. And he misses the dunk, but he is fouled. So still a 10-point lead for New York. And now Hartenson can make it an 11 or 12-point lead based on if he hits any of these free throws. Cleveland has not scored in a couple minutes. Really, they need Donovan Mitchell back in the game. You want to give him a breather. I get that. But they'll probably bring him in here. But when you're not making shots, you have to be able to have your star on the floor to be able to help you on the offensive end. Jeff says the Knicks are rolling. 100% agree. The Knicks are playing great. Jeff says, what a flop. I agree with that as well. That was a massive flop by Karis LeVert. He was doing everything he could to draw that foul. And Hartenson makes the first free throw. So it's 35-24. An 11-point lead for the Knicks. And Hartenson will have another free throw. The second free throw's up, and it's good. 36-24. 9:26 to go in the second quarter. And Donovan Mitchell, he has the basketball finally back in the game for Cleveland, and his team is struggling down by 12. Darius Garland has the basketball. Swings over to Karis LeVert, who still has not gotten a shot to fall, and Karis LeVert does draw a foul on that drive. Jalen Brunson, he does not like the fact that they called a foul on him there. Kind of felt like Karis LeVert potentially, you could say, maybe flopped again. But definitely, Karis LeVert really struggling on the offensive end, so sometimes you have to be able to just drive and maybe get to the foul line to be able to get yourself going. That's definitely a massive skill set to have. And Jalen Brunson has 3 fouls. That could be a problem for New York. And Karis LeVert's first free throw is no good. He still can't make a shot. And Jalen Brunson's going to the bench with 3 fouls. The Knicks are up by 12 points. So that could help the Knicks be able to withstand Brunson not being on the floor and on the bench. But Brunson's a very important player to what they do. And quickly he's going to have a much bigger role now. 36-25. Karis LeVert gets on the board finally with a point. 9 to go in the second. R.J. Barrett with the basketball for the Knicks, being hounded by Karis LeVert. Barrett swings to Julius Randle. And Randle, I thought he had that shot, but it did not go in. Donovan Mitchell drives into the lane, and Donovan Mitchell is fouled. And the Knicks are starting to get frustrated with all these fouls called against them right now. Jeff said that was not a foul on Brunson. You could say it was a bit of a touch foul. I could see it, especially because it was his third. And Josh Hart doesn't like the foul they called against him either. But New York up 36-25, and Donovan Mitchell is at the line for 2 free throws. It's definitely about the only thing Cleveland can do right now is drive in and get fouled because they're not making shots. Mitchell's first free throw is up, and it's no good. And Donovan Mitchell is a great free throw shooter, but he just missed one there. He'll have another free throw to try to cut this lead down to 10. But definitely, if you're the Cavaliers, you don't want to fall into the Raptors mold of missing too many free throws. And if you do lose, the free throw line will end up being the difference. But Donovan Mitchell for his second free throw. It is up, and his second free throw is good. So it's 36-26. 10-point game. Emmanuel quickly with the basketball. Swings over to Julius Randle for 2, and Randle's shot is good. He's got 12 points. He's playing great basketball early for the Knicks. 38-26, 8:30 to go in the second quarter. Randle's 5 of 8 from the field. Donovan Mitchell with the basketball. Just split a pair of free throws on the last possession for Cleveland. Karis LeVert has the basketball. He's trying to drive, and Karis LeVert gets the 2 to drop. First field goal for Karis LeVert. Nice job there. 38-28. 8 to go in the second quarter. Emmanuel quickly gets the ball to Josh Hart. And Josh Hart, he's trying to get around Donovan Mitchell. He swings over to Julius Randle. And Julius Randle in the left corner takes a 3. And his 3 almost dropped, but it did not go in. That would have been insane if he had been able to hit that shot. With 38-28, 7:50 to go in the second. Donovan Mitchell, his 3 is off. Knicks with the board. R.J. Barrett kicks to Julius Randle. Now quickly back to Randle. And Randle lays it in. What a play by Julius Randle. And he is feeling it. He's got 14 points, 40-28. And he is leading the charge for the Knicks. Darius Garland kicks to LeVert. LeVert trying to find some offense. Swings back to Garland in the corner. And Darius Garland's 3 is good. Big shot for Darius Garland and the Cavaliers to cut the lead to under 10. 40-31. 7 to go in the second quarter. Garland's up to 8 points. He's 3 of 6 from the field. That was a big 3 there. Josh Hart with the basketball. And a turnover by Josh Hart. A very lazy pass trying to get it to Hartenson. And Donovan Mitchell goes up strong, and he lays it in. A lot of contact, but no foul there. 40-33. That's a ridiculous play by Donovan Mitchell. Somehow got that layup over 2 defenders. Unbelievable. Mitchell up to 8 points and 3 rebounds. And a timeout for the Knicks. The Knicks want to settle it down. Trying to find a way to not let the Cavaliers come back in this game. But that was a fantastic drive by Donovan Mitchell. And that's what the Cavaliers are going to have to do. Donovan Mitchell is their star player. And he's going to have a big game with a lot of points if Cleveland wants to win. I don't think that Cleveland can win if Donovan Mitchell has like 18 or 20 points. He's going to have 30 points potentially for Cleveland to win if the Knicks keep playing this well, especially Julius Randle. He is having a fantastic first half. Obviously, you don't know if he'll be able to continue to do that for the whole game, but he's been very impressive. But I think you look at Tom Thibodeau. This Knicks team and him as a head coach, they have a lot of players that can score. And I think that's what makes the Knicks a lot better than a lot of people think. A very sneaky basketball team because they have a lot of guys that can make buckets. You look at Cleveland, they have the star with Donovan Mitchell, but those other guys like Evan Mobley and Jared Allen, Karis LeVert, they got to make shots. Karis LeVert's had some good looks, and he wasn't able to hit the shots. You think a guy like Karis LeVert, and you're not really saying that he's super important to Cleveland, but he's going to have to make shots. He's a guy that can get buckets, and he's missed some good looks in this game. He's going to have to get some shots to fall. Isaac Okoro, he's played in this game as well. He's had some, interesting shots so far that weren't able to drop. But that's the kind of shots, those are the kind of players that Cleveland needs to make those shots. You got to be able to hit the corner three. You got to be able to drive into the lane and hit your layups and not miss them. And those complementary players for Cleveland have to step up to help Donovan Mitchell. With the Knicks, when you got Julius Randle playing at a high level, and then you've got Quickly playing well, Jalen Brunson being out with 3 fouls is tough right now, and you can definitely tell the Knicks are struggling a bit. But for sure, they were playing great when Brunson was in. Jeff says a great game so far. I agree. I like the energy from both teams. You can definitely tell both teams are playing like it is a playoff game, which is good to see. You want to see both teams playing really hard, and you don't want it to be a situation where, it's on the Cavaliers' home floor, so they're playing harder, and then the Knicks don't play hard. Like, well, we're just going to play hard when it goes back to our floor. No, you got to play hard on the road as well, because if you don't, then you could lose every single game. That's how you get swept, because if you don't play hard when you're on the road and you lose the first 2 games and then you go back on your own floor and you still aren't able to win, that's how you lose 4-0. You have to be able, if you want to win a series, to find a way to win one of these road games. So if the Knicks can get this win over the Cavaliers, I think it will go a long way toward the Knicks possibly being able to win this series. This will be a huge opportunity for the Knicks, and they've handled it so far. But to Jeff's point, they sure look different without their trigger man, Brunson. Brunson being out changes their offense. Not that Quickly he's not a good ball handler. By no means. He's still doing a really good job. It just showed a great pass that he did to Randle. But you want to see Brunson out there. Brunson does a lot for the team. Brunson's a great scorer. He puts so much attention off of the other players on the team because Brunson can score at a high level, and he's a great passer, and he's good at drawing fouls. Kind of like what the Cavaliers are trying to do with Donovan Mitchell, Karis LeVert. They're trying to drive into the lane and get some fouls caught on the Knicks, which is a smart strategy because when you're down and your shots aren't falling, sometimes the best thing you can possibly do is drive into the lane and get fouled and make some free throws. But I think that overall, Jalen Brunson is huge for the Knicks. And it's going to be wild to see, can the Knicks withstand him being out? Can they go the whole rest of the second quarter without him on the floor to be able to milk him where they don't have to play him and potentially him pick up his 4th foul in the first half? You don't want that to happen. So you kind of want Jalen Brunson to sit the rest of the first half, but you don't want to let the Cavaliers get back in the game, because if you do and let them take the lead, that could really hurt your hopes of wanting to win, because then the Cavalier crowd's going to really get into it. And you see how many fans are there. The Cavaliers, they have a great fan base. There's so many fans in that building, and they want their Cavaliers team to win this game. It is very important to them for sure. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Can the Knicks stay in front in this first half without Jalen Brunson on the floor? But it's 40-33. New York Knicks up by 7 with the basketball. Emmanuel Quickly swings to Josh Hart. Jalen Brunson with 3 fouls. They're trying to withstand it with him not in the game. R.J. Barrett misses a floater, and now the Cavaliers have a little bit of momentum. Jada says, hi, Jeffs. How the game's going? Thanks for being here, Jada, and it's going pretty well. It's been a high-flying game back and forth, but it's 40-33. Jared Allen down low cannot get the basketball, and the Knicks steal it, and they have the ball quickly. Back to Josh Hart, and Josh Hart lays it in, but it's no good because I think they called a foul on the Quickly drive, which is good news for the Knicks, as Quickly is a good free throw shooter, even though he split his last pair of free throws. But the game is going really well, Jada. Definitely a much closer game with a lot more action than the first 2 games we've seen in the NBA today that have been blowouts, with the Celtics beating the Hawks and the 76ers beating the Nets. Both those games were not close. But this game so far has been really solid so far. 40-33 New York Knicks over the Cleveland Cavaliers. 6 to go in the second quarter. And Quickly, he hits the first free throw, 41-33. Emmanuel Quickley is a great free throw shooter. He shot 90+% when he was at Kentucky the lone season he was there, and he shot really well in his NBA career as well. Quickley's second free throw is good. 42-33. He's definitely a guy the Knicks want to give the ball to at the end of the game if the Knicks need to make some free throws. But Donovan Mitchell, he has the basketball. He just had a ridiculous layup a couple possessions ago, but I think there's a turnover on Cleveland. They call maybe an illegal screen on C.D. Osman, who's averaging 8.7 points per game. And now you've got the Knicks with the ball up by 9, and they're surviving without Brunson right now. Quickly swings over to Obi Toppin. Now to R.J. Barrett, who's into the lane to Josh Hart. Josh Hart swings it back out to R.J. Barrett, who's driving it on Donovan Mitchell. Good defense by Mitchell, but Barrett spins around in the lane, goes off glass, but can't get the shot to fall, and Jared Allen with the defensive board for Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell into the lane. Swings to Okoro. And Isaac Okoro fakes the three. Now over to Osman to Karis LeVert. LeVert faked it to Osman, but gives to Okoro, and Okoro can't hit the three. But Jared Allen tried to get the ball, but he could not. And the Knicks, they have a 4-on-3. Quickly to Obi Toppin. Down low to Mitchell Robinson. And Mitchell Robinson misses a layup down low. He should have had that one. I think the defensive pressure of Cleveland possibly could have got him offline a little bit, but definitely he probably should have had that layup. Mitchell Robinson had a potential easy layup down low, but good recovery by Cleveland. 5 to go in the second quarter, 42-33. The Knicks are up by 9. Donovan Mitchell with the basketball at the Cavaliers logo. I think he has 8 points. He's driving into the lane, takes a pull-up two, and knocks it down. Up to 10 points for Donovan Mitchell, and cuts the lead for the Knicks down to 7. Quickly with the ball, still trying to survive without Jalen Brunson. I think the Knicks are doing a pretty good job without him. Quickly's handling the pressure, doing a good job in the game. Quickly's being guarded by Okoro. Quickly's trying to get the ball to a teammate. R.J. Barrett has it now, and R.J. Barrett's into the paint. He goes up strong, and he lays it in. He's looking for an and one, but he does not get it. But that's a good, strong move to get into the paint by R.J. Barrett and get that floater to fall. 44-35. 4 to go in the second quarter. Donovan Mitchell's three is splashed. 44-38. What a three by Donovan Mitchell, and he's got 13 now. He's starting to heat up, and that's exactly what Cleveland needs. Josh Hart with the ball for the Knicks. He gets it to Quickly. Quickly's driving into the lane. Swings to Josh Hart. And Josh Hart's three is no good. But Mitchell Robinson on the rebound attempt is fouled. Jada says, Jeff, what do you think of the other games today? That's a good question. I think that overall, looking at the other games again, both were blowouts. The Celtics one was to be expected. Nothing against the Hawks. I think they have a good team and they could potentially win a game or two against the Celtics. But the Celtics are deep. It's on their own floor. And you could tell they were really inspired. Even a player like Robert Williams, who hasn't been able to play, he was playing so hard. But then you look at the first game, the 76ers and the Nets. That game wasn't close at all. Maybe a bit more surprising it was that much of a blowout. But yes, the 76ers have way more talent than the Nets. But the Nets have a solid team. And that game wasn't even close. And that series could be a sweep unless the Nets can start playing better. But this game's definitely been a lot closer than the first two. It's been a really good game so far, 44-38. Knicks up by 6, 3:34 to go in the second quarter, 3 seconds on the shot clock. And the Knicks will be inbounding. R.J. Barrett trying to find a teammate to pass the ball to. He gets it to Julius Randle. Randle with 1 second on the shot clock, shoots a three, and it's an air ball. Not much you could do there with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. And he just forces it up, and he cannot get the shot to go down. 3:31 to go in the second quarter. And Cleveland's starting to inch their way back into this game with Jalen Brunson out for the Knicks. And potentially if Cleveland can maybe take the lead before the half, that would be huge for their fans and huge for the psychological part, the mental aspect for Cleveland and the team trying to be able to get this win. Sometimes being up at half, especially after having a rough first half in general, can be huge because you can believe if you just play even better, you'll easily win. But a turnover for Cleveland, trying to get the ball down low. R.J. Barrett, He's in the paint again where he is dangerous. Josh Hart swings in the corner to Julius Randle. Randle goes up strong, taking a lot of contact. He gets his own miss, and he goes up strong again, and there could be something going on there. He was playing really hard, and it looks like the Cavaliers and the Knicks are having to break him up. You definitely don't want to fight to start out there, and they're showing Spike Lee on the sidelines for the Knicks, supporting them. Very happy with the effort of Julius Randle. But Julius Randle, he misses the shot, and then he goes up strong, and the physicality that he went up with, Jared Allen, he lands on him, and definitely could have got out of hand. It could have escalated for sure if the refs didn't break it up. You don't want to see that. You want to see the effort. It's the playoffs, but you don't want to see foul play for sure. Julius Randle, his first free throw is up, and it's good. 45-38, 3 to go in the second quarter. Julius Randle's having a fantastic first half for the Knicks. He's probably played harder than any other player on the floor for both teams. He's just doing a great job overall. He's got 15 points and 3 rebounds. He's 6 of 12 from the field. He's doing a great job. But his second free throw, he's about to shoot it with 3:03 to go in the second quarter to potentially put the Knicks up by 8. It's up and good. 46-38, and Julius Randle with 16 points, playing at a high level. 46-38, 16 points for Randle. Under 3 to go in the second quarter. And the Cleveland Cavaliers need a bucket yet again to stay in this game. You don't want to get down by too much. Donovan Mitchell with the basketball. Donovan Mitchell goes up strong in the mid-range and knocks it down. 46-40. What a shot by Donovan Mitchell. And New York with the ball, up by 6. 2:40 to go in the second. Still without Jalen Brunson, who has 3 fouls. But Donovan Mitchell's starting to heat up. He's got 15 points, 10 in this second quarter. Julius Randle, who has 16 points, but he unselfishly kicks the ball to Josh Hart. And Josh Hart with the layup. That was a great backdoor cut by Josh Hart. Great pass by Randle. 48-40, 2:20 to go in the second quarter. Darius Garland has the basketball, trying to find a teammate, but instead rejects the screen of Evan Mobley. And I think they might have called a foul on the Knicks, on Darius Garland's drive, maybe on Quentin Grimes, but we have a timeout. The first half is almost over. But it has been a great first half by the New York Knicks. Definitely probably has a lot of people surprised, considering most people are picking the Cavaliers to win this game and this series, and it's at the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I'm not surprised in any way, shape, or form that a lot of people think Cleveland will win this series, but New York has a good basketball team too, and they've been really good all year. And I'm really impressed with the fact that Jalen Brunson is not on the floor. He's been out for the last 7 minutes, and the Knicks have somehow been able to stay in front. That's really impressive. They've not fallen behind. They've not allowed Cleveland to really get in this game and potentially take the lead and run away with it. They've done a great job of being able to stay in front. The Knicks definitely look like a hungry team. And Julius Randle, some of the moves he's making, the body language that he has right now is the body language of a player that wants to win. You can tell he wants to win this game. He wants to get the Knicks over the top in game 1. And winning the game, first game into the playoff series, is very important, specifically when you're the road team. Because if you can win on the road, it means you'll have a much better chance to win at home. So if the Knicks can get this win over Cleveland, that would really bode well for their potential chance of being able to win this series overall. I still think Cleveland potentially has the deeper team. I think they maybe have more talent overall, but maybe the gap isn't as wide as a lot of people think. I think the Knicks are right there, but Cleveland's probably a little more talented. But this would be a massive loss for Cleveland. You don't want to lose this game and allow the Knicks to go at 1-0 and lose on your own floor. I mean, the building is packed. Cleveland, their fans are awesome. They definitely want their team to win. I mean, it's not like the Miami Heat where you see a lot of empty seats, and a lot of these other games that we've seen in the NBA, there's just not a lot of seats. Like the Boston Celtics, they always have great crowds. But Cleveland, their crowd is really good. They have a lot of people there, and they are really loud, and they're trying to impact the game. But it's very hard to be loud when your team's down by 8+ points. If you can get this down to like 2 or 3, maybe put some more game pressure on the Knicks, that would allow the crowd to get back into the game, and I think would help overall. Cleveland be able to start maybe turning the tide in this game, maybe rattle the Knicks, and then the Knicks might fall behind, and then Cleveland can get this win. But it's one of those things, if Cleveland can never cut the lead down and allow the Knicks to stay ahead by a relatively comfortable margin, it's more likely going to stay there. So you just got to find a way to be able to take the lead back. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to the second half. Should be a lot of fun, but the first half is not over yet. And the Knicks have been playing some great basketball to start this game in this playoff series. They're showing some of the games they're going to be having tonight and tomorrow. There's a lot of more great matchups. There should be a lot of close games between teams that are really wanting to win. Phoenix, LA could be a good game. Golden State, Sacramento could be a good game. So many solid games. Sacramento Kings obviously haven't made the NBA playoffs since 2006. Really nice to see them back in the playoffs after a long drought. That was a really long drought for the Sacramento Kings, but they're the 3 seed. A lot of people are picking the Warriors to win, so we'll see what happens there. But in this series, it's still 48-40. The Knicks lead by 8 in this game 1, and Donovan Mitchell has the ball for Cleveland. He scored the last 9 points for Cleveland. He takes another shot, and it's good. And see, that's the thing about Donovan Mitchell. When you're a star player, that means you can get hot in a hurry and start to take over the game. And that's what he's doing here. Cleveland needed buckets, and he's delivering. He's got the last 12 points for Cleveland, and the lead's down to 5 for the Knicks. Julius Randle driving in. Julius Randle goes up strong. No foul called. Donovan Mitchell, he pulls from 3. It's short, but Donovan Mitchell tried to save it, but I think he does save it. Somehow he saved the ball. Mitchell's still in the crowd. What a play by Donovan Mitchell. That is a lot of effort, but you don't want to get hurt, and Mitchell is banged up a little bit. You can't get hurt. If you're Donovan Mitchell, you just cannot get hurt. You want to have the effort to be able to save that ball out of bounds, but if Donovan Mitchell gets hurt, you can almost forget the Cavaliers advancing anywhere in the playoffs. They need him. So really good effort there, but that could have potentially been dangerous. He jumped into 2 rows of seats on the sideline, but I think he will be okay. But you can definitely tell that Cleveland is starting to find their footing in this game. It's 48-43, and the Knicks are starting to falter a bit without Jalen Brunson. But if the Knicks can go into half still up by like 3-5, I still think it will be a win nonetheless. Not having Jalen Brunson out there, in the fact that they were still able to lead. I think that will be huge overall. But it should be interesting. I'm looking forward to the rest of this game, especially to see what happens in the second half. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think that if the Knicks are leading at half, it will really help their prospects of being able to potentially win this game. But I do think overall, if you're looking at the Cavaliers, if they're able to take the lead, then it's one of those things where potentially the Cavaliers could be able to run away with this thing and be able to get a big lead on the Knicks and maybe run away with it toward the end of the second half. I don't know if necessarily that's going to happen. I do think that overall the Knicks are a team that can definitely hang with the Cavaliers and potentially almost any team in the NBA, but you don't want to let the Cavaliers gain a lot of momentum, because if they do, then the Knicks will have a hard time winning this game because they're the road team. And they've been up most of this time, and you can tell the crowd's starting to get engaged a little bit. And Donovan Mitchell, who is okay, swings to Evan Mobley, and Mobley misses the shot. The Knicks are going down the floor. Josh Hart, he goes down the lane, and he lays it in. He's looking for an and one again, but does not get it. And the lead's up to 7 again for the Knicks. Just like that, a kind of a momentum swing back in the Knicks' favor, 50-43. Josh Hart with 8 points. Mitchell's Darius Garland in the corner. Garland's three's in and out. Evan Mobley with the offensive rebound. Evan Mobley misses a 1-foot turnaround. He should have had that shot, but good defense by Julius Randle. Randle's driving in on Mobley. Randle goes up strong, kicks in the corner to Grimes. His shot is off. Grimes with the rebound, gets another shot. He's short again. Josh Hart with the rebound. Swings to Quickly for 3. Quickly's 3 short. 3 threes, no points for the Knicks. They had 3 chances. 35 seconds left in the second quarter. Donovan Mitchell tried to do a 2-for-1. He misses with an air ball. Horrible shot, but I understand he was going for the 2-for-1. But then Darius Garland hits a floater. 50-45. Good play by Darius Garland to stick with it and get that layup to fall. But now you've got the Knicks with the ball, up by 5, 15 seconds to go in the second quarter. Emmanuel Quickly is going to be dribbling this thing out and try not to let the Cavaliers get another shot. Quickly with the basketball. He just missed a three. He thought about taking the three. He's driving into the lane, kicks to Julius Randle, and it's a shot clock violation. Knicks took too much time, but there's only 1 second left in the half. So not really substantial time for Cleveland to do much, but you never know. Still can get a half-court shot in, and we've seen in the NBA that happens very often with players hitting half-court shots. They officially put 1.9 seconds back on the clock. Donovan Mitchell with the ball. He chunks it up from half court, and it's no good. Good defense from the Knicks there. And it is 50-45 Knicks at the half. So a very interesting first half. You had definitely a good start to the game for Cleveland, but then the Knicks turned it around, and they've been leading basically for the whole entire first half. Since the beginning of the game, they've been playing really good. And it will be interesting to see, can the Knicks continue to lead in this game, or will they allow the Cavaliers to come back and win? Because I feel like that's the trajectory that this game is going. If the Knicks can stay ahead, then I think the Knicks will have a great shot to be able to win. But they can't allow Cleveland to get in the game, let the crowd get in it, and then they'll probably lose. But who knows? Right now, the Knicks have been very impressive. But to Jeff's point, sloppy play at the end. It definitely was sloppy play for both teams at the end of the second quarter. I think that could either be a fatigue factor, or it could just be a case of, sometimes you're not playing that well. Both teams were a little sloppy at the end of the second quarter. But still, definitely a lot of potential in the second half for both of these teams to start playing better, specifically Cleveland, because right now Donovan Mitchell is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for Cleveland. He scored a lot of points in that second quarter, and the rest of the team was really struggling overall. They weren't getting a lot of buckets out of Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen are huge keys for Cleveland. Both players really struggled in the first half. I think that Evan Mobley's a guy that you would say he's supposed to be able to get you 15 points, maybe 9, 10 boards. He has not done much in the first half. He's not dominating on the glass. Jared Allen had a couple big plays, but I feel like overall, looking at the Knicks definitely had better rebounding down low, which is shocking considering Cleveland's the taller team. You would think Cleveland would be out rebounding New York, but it's been the other way around. I feel like the Knicks have done a great job on the glass. They're out hustling. Julius Randle's done a fantastic job hustling. He wants to win. I really like the effort from Donovan Mitchell going to save that ball from going out of bounds, but you don't want him getting hurt. But that was a great hustle play there. But it seems like the Knicks are maybe a step quicker. They're just playing a little bit harder in the first half. But Cleveland's only down 5, not the worst place to be. But the Knicks will be getting Jalen Brunson back. When he was in the game, the Knicks were really dominating. So it will be interesting once Jalen Brunson returns. Will the Knicks start to turn it up a notch again and start getting ahead by a bit more? Or will Cleveland make the run, even with Brunson in the game, take the lead? And who knows what happens from there. It will be very interesting, but I do think looking at the Knicks, they did have a first half to be proud of. They played some really solid basketball for stretches, but toward the end, like Jeff said, they were sloppy, which is not good. You don't want to see sloppy basketball toward the end of the half. You want to be able to play well through the end of the quarter, into the half. You want to play well the whole time as much as you can. The more times you play bad, the more of a chance you're giving the other team to win, because you look at a lot of the March Madness games we saw a lot of teams that had bad stretches, like UCLA against Gonzaga. UCLA only lost that game by 3 points, but UCLA had a stretch where they didn't hit a field goal for 11 minutes. If they don't have that stretch, there's a really good chance UCLA wins that game, but they went 11 minutes without scoring. I think Cleveland had a stretch where they didn't go 4 minutes without scoring, which in the NBA, that's a long time, because with all these talented players, you would think you're going to be able to score quicker than 4 minutes. So I think looking at Cleveland, they're definitely going to have to be more consistent in the second half. They definitely struggled in the first half of being consistent. Yes, Donovan Mitchell kind of bailed out Cleveland in that second quarter, which he's done a lot of this season with his fantastic play. But he's got a lot of teammates that are capable of being really good players. And I don't think they're delivering right now. I think that the Knicks, have gotten some solid production out of Josh Hart. I felt like he did some nice things in the first half. I think he has like 8 points, which is 2 under his average at 10 points per game. I felt like RJ Barrett had a couple nice plays. I just feel like the Knicks overall, their team is doing a better job of backing up Julius Randle's production, whereas Cleveland, their players are not backing up Donovan Mitchell's production. They need a lot more help. Mitchell needs help, and Mitchell has the teammates to get the job done. But again, there's 2 halves in every game, and they're only down by 5, so it's not like it's the end of the world. It's not like they're down by 25 or anything like that. They're in no way, shape, or form out of this game. There's still a great chance for them to be able to win. But I just was not really impressed with the way Cleveland played at times. And if it wasn't for Donovan Mitchell, they could be down by a lot more. Jeff says when Brunson comes back, it will help them for sure. Yeah, I completely agree. And you're 100% right. Because, again, when Jalen Brunson was in the game, you could tell that the Knicks offense was running so much smoother. The turnovers were at a minimum, and he was just controlling the pace of play, and he was setting up his teammates so well and getting a lot of great looks for his teammates. And that's how the Knicks win. I think Quickly can set up his teammates as well, and he has a lot of potential to be a great kind of semi-point guard in the future, but he's definitely more of a combo guard. He's more of a shooting guard that plays off the ball. When you kind of force him to play point, it kind of makes his efficiency struggle a bit. I think he still did a good job, but you could tell that the turnovers were starting to creep up for the Knicks when Brunson wasn't in the game. I think Brunson does a much better job of handling pressure, and he's just so dangerous driving into the paint, taking those mid-range shots. And then when you sag off a bit, he can hit you with the mid-range. If you go up too close, he's going to draw fouls or he's going to kick to his teammates. Jalen Brunson has a lot of different options when he's in the game. Quickly, he's streaky. And when Quickly's making jump shots, it makes him really dangerous because of the fact if he's making jump shots, then he's able to do the things that Jalen Brunson does. But when he's not, then you can kind of sag off of him a bit, allow him to take the three. He missed a couple of threes, and then his passing isn't as crisp. It's really solid. He had a couple good passes to Julius Randle, but his passing is not as crisp as Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is an older player with more experience. I think that's a big reason why. But you, again, looking at the Knicks, once Jalen Brunson's back, as long as he doesn't pick up more fouls, I think that the Knicks will be in great shape. Now, he cannot pick up a 4th or a 5th foul in the third quarter. He needs to stay at 3 fouls. And if he does, he'll be able to remain in the game for the majority of the time, except for when he rests like every other player does. But Brunson is definitely a key to the Knicks. And I think it's big for the Knicks being up by 5, considering the fact that, you know, Jalen Brunson wasn't in the game the whole time in that second quarter. He was out for the last 9 minutes, and I think when he went out of the game, the Knicks were up by like 11 points, and the lead only shrunk to 5. So it was only a -6 differential with Brunson out. That's not too bad. And if you look at it from the Cavaliers' perspective, the way they played in the first half, they had some bad first halves, but they only are down 5. So that's pretty solid. You don't want to be down by too much. They had a pretty bad first half. I didn't think the Cavaliers played well at all outside of Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell kind of bailed them out at the end of the day. But it doesn't matter if you're only down by 5 if you played bad, because all you got to do is start playing better. And I believe in the Cavaliers and their ability as a team. They have a lot of good teammates. I think that they will start to get it going in the second half. But they're going to have to start playing better because with Brunson back, the Knicks offense was rolling. But there are 48 minutes in an NBA game. There's so much time for things to go wrong for a team. You look at the Timberwolves against the Lakers. They were up in that game the whole entire time, and then the tide turned. They were up by 15 points at one point. Then the Lakers just went on a furious rally and was able to win the game in OT. So no lead safe. The Knicks being up 5, they're not safe at all. And the Cavaliers only being down 5 is not the worst place to be in, but you have to take advantage of that. Get your crowd engaged. Find a way to tie the game or try to take the lead. If you can do that, the crowd will be a big benefactor for the Cavaliers. And they're trying. Again, they want to win. That's why they showed out in full force. But it's very difficult to get engaged in a game when you're down, especially by more than 5 points. But it's going to be very interesting. I think both teams are in a very interesting spot. I think if you're the Knicks and you're Tom Thibodeau, if you had told him before the game, would you like to be up 5 at half, he would probably take it. And if you're the Cavaliers and you're JD Bickerstaff and you ask him, would you be happy to be only down 5, considering really the only player that played well was Donovan Mitchell? He'd probably agree as well. So I don't think either team's in a bad place, but it will be interesting to see which team does end up having the better second half, because that is going to determine who wins this game at the end of the day, because both teams are definitely capable of going on big runs. But I think Cleveland has maybe more of that run potential with Donovan Mitchell, because if he can get some of his teammates playing at a high level as well along with him, that will definitely help out the Cavaliers' ability to go on like a 15-0 run out of nowhere. Because Mitchell can hit a couple big threes, and then you can get Darius Garland involved, and then Mobley and Allen are dominating down low. I think they have the bigger run potential. But the Knicks, they have more of, we're going to be steady as we go. We're just going to play solid basketball and continue to try to outscore you bit by bit, maybe 9-4, 7-5. Every now and then just kind of gain a point or two on you, and that's how they gain their leads. But it will be interesting for sure. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the second half. I hope it's a game that goes down to the wire, considering the fact that the previous 2 NBA playoff games earlier were not close. But I do think this game will be close. It has the makings of a game that you feel like will be close, the way both teams are playing. Hopefully some very efficient basketball, not too sloppy, both teams giving it all that they've got. You want to see that as well, the effort. I've seen a lot of effort from both of these teams, which is really solid. Should make both, teams' fans very happy to see the effort. Because, when you play all year long in the regular season, it's not that the regular season games do not matter. That's not true. But you play 82 games, and all those games are important to your seeding in the playoffs, or how good your year is overall. But once you're in the playoffs, these games matter more than any game. These games have so much more importance than any other game, because you win, it helps your chances to advance. You lose, unfortunately, your season's over. These games are so important. So you want to see more effort than you would see in the regular season, even though you'd like to see effort all year from these teams. But in these particular games, these are the type of games you want to see the most effort from teams. And I think that you have seen a lot of effort from both teams, and that again should make a lot of fans for both these teams very happy, because I think overall, that's what you want to see. And when you love a team and you know that your team is very talented, and I think both of these teams really are talented. If you didn't have the Bucks or the Celtics in the East, you could make an argument one of these two teams is, particularly the most talented team in the East. The 76ers are really good as well with Maxey, Harden, and Embiid. But the Cavaliers have talent. The Knicks have talent. But unfortunately for both these teams, with the Celtics and the Bucks in the East, it's going to be very difficult to be able to beat either of those two teams in a series. Not saying that they can't, but it will be extremely difficult, because the Celtics and Bucks are fantastic. But I do think that both these teams, you can make an argument, are top, barely maybe 10-ish, maybe a top 12, top talented team in the NBA, especially the Cavaliers. You could argue is like around maybe the 12th most talented or 11th, but both these teams are really talented. Being the 10th through 12th most talented team in the NBA is not a small feat, considering how many teams are talented in the NBA today. You look overall at the NBA, how many good teams there are. The Nuggets are really good. The Grizzlies are really good. The Clippers, the Warriors, the Lakers when they're playing really good basketball. In the East, the Celtics, the Bucks, the 76ers, these two teams. There's just so many good teams. It makes it so hard to be able to win, an NBA Finals anymore, because of how many teams are so good. The Suns as well. I mentioned the Suns. The Suns are really good. So many good basketball teams. It makes it so difficult to be able to win, the whole thing. You look at the Kings. They're the 3 seed in the West. The Kings. They're not supposed to be nowhere near where they're at. But they're doing really good as well. So it's going to be a very interesting 2023 NBA playoffs, and it should be a lot of fun to see what happens. Jeff says, who do you think will win this game? I could be wrong, but I'm saying the Knicks. I don't know, because when the game started, I kind of felt like the Cavaliers would win. They're on their own floor. Donovan Mitchell is the best player on the floor for both teams, and he's a great player, and you can see that in the second quarter. But I was really impressed with the Knicks as well, like you are, and I completely understand why. They were really solid, especially when Brunson was in. They were really, really solid. But it's kind of one of those things where it just, you could see it go either way. I think you look at the Cavaliers, they played really bad in the first half, but they're only down 5. Assuming they're going to play better in the second half would still kind of make me feel like they're going to win. But then looking at the Knicks, they went without Jalen Brunson for 9 minutes, and they were up by 12, I think, when he went out of the game with the 3 fouls. And then now the lead's down to 5. You kind of feel like maybe if Jalen Brunson's back in the game, that the Knicks will be able to extend the lead back. So I could really see this game going either way. If I had to say right now, I'm really impressed with the Knicks. I would say the Knicks are going to win, but I can easily see the Cavaliers winning because that's kind of who I felt would win at the beginning of the game. And they still have a lot of talent. They could get the crowd going. They could still win if Donovan Mitchell keeps making big shots and some of the other players get going. But right now, I probably would have to agree with you. I'd probably lean the Knicks. But this game could go either way, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Jeff says if Brunson stays out of foul trouble, I think they win. Great point. And like you said, Brunson made the Knicks a much better basketball team. You saw the way they were playing when he was in. And I think if he can continue to not get in foul trouble and play at a high level, the Knicks are in really good shape. But the third quarter is about to start. They're showing the stars of the first half. Julius Randle had 16 points, 4 boards, 2 assists on 6 of 13 shooting. And Donovan Mitchell at 18 points. And he was 7 of 14 from the field. Had a couple of rebounds and assists as well. He played solid. Both of the stars for both teams played really well. But Donovan Mitchell really had to. Because if not, the Cavaliers were in a hole. They were really struggling overall. But he was able to get his team out of the hole and start playing better basketball. But they did a really good job in the second half of getting the ball to Donovan Mitchell and just letting him go to work. If the rest of the offense isn't working, sometimes just put the ball in your star's hand and he'll get you buckets. Now, if Donovan Mitchell wasn't making shots, it could have been real bad. But he was playing well. At the start of the third quarter, it's 50-45. The Knicks have the basketball. Mitchell Robinson at the top of the key. Jalen Brunson has the ball now, and Brunson's driving into the lane. He misses a floater. Mitchell Robinson with the rebound. Offensive rebound for the Knicks, and Randle misses a 3. The Knicks also have 17 bench points, and the Cavaliers have 5. That's huge as well. With Darius Garland with the basketball, he loses it, swings to Evan Mobley, who did struggle in the first half. He goes up with the basketball. Might have been a pass to Jared Allen, but it ended up being a shot, and he misses it. Randle down low to Mitchell Robinson, and he misses the dunk. Mitchell Robinson almost had another sweet alley-oop like he had in the first half, but he couldn't get it to go. And now on the other end, Donovan Mitchell misses. The Knicks are bringing the ball up the floor. Randle turns it over. Darius Garland bringing the ball up the floor. Both teams are ragged to start the second half, and Evan Mobley gets the ball down low with an easy slam. Defensive breakdown for the Knicks. And the Knicks immediately take a timeout. Tom Thibodeau is mad. He uses another timeout. I don't blame him because that was an awful start to the game, really for both teams, but the play just broke down eventually after Julius Randle's bad pass, and it was an easy dunk down low for Evan Mobley, who really struggled in the first half. I think that might be a huge confidence booster for Evan Mobley. Getting that dunk, maybe he'll start getting some shots to fall in this second half, but he did not have his best game in the first half. But it definitely was a sloppy start to the game, specifically for the Knicks, and I don't blame Tom Thibodeau for taking the timeout. You don't want to let the Cavaliers get in front. Still a 3-point lead for the Knicks. But it's kind of getting to that point where you definitely can't see the tide turning in this game. The Cavaliers could easily start to come back in this game, take the lead, and maybe run away with it a little bit with the talent that they have. I mean, I still believe that the Knicks can win this game for sure. They have a really good team, and I've been really impressed with their play. But they're starting to play sloppy, and that's never a good sign. And the Cavaliers are starting to look a bit more confident. They're starting to run the floor. When you start seeing a team running the floor, with fury, that is when you can tell a team is confident. And that's what the Cavaliers just did on that play. They started to drive the ball down the floor, and now you can see the tide's turning, and you're starting to get the crowd engaged now that it's a 3-point game. And when the crowd is engaged for Cleveland, they have a great home atmosphere. So probably a smart timeout by Tom Thibodeau to calm it down potentially, settle his team down. I don't know what happened in the locker room for them to come out that poorly, but sometimes it is what it is. You can't play perfect all the time. Even the best players in the world at basketball, like these guys are in the NBA, they make mistakes. And they can be sloppy with the basketball and turn it over and not play that well in general. But it's 50-47 Knicks. 3-point lead for the Knicks. Still, they've been leading for the most part in this game. But the Cavaliers are creeping back in this game with the potential to retake the lead here if they keep playing well. But it's just been the start of the third quarter. Still 11 minutes left in the third. A lot of time left in this game for stuff to happen, for the potential to see Cleveland come back and win this game. Or you also could have the Knicks be able to hold on and get the win, but you never know. Jeff's this very rough start, and I agree with that. It has definitely been a rough start for the Knicks. I really think that both teams have had a rough start, especially considering the way that both these teams are constructed, being guard-oriented. It's just not a good sign to have such sloppiness when you have great guards. But even great guards do struggle. They're showing Donovan Mitchell's career points per game. Regular season, 24.6 this season. In the playoffs, 28.3 throughout his career. Most points per game in the playoffs in NBA history. He's only behind LeBron James, Jerry West, Kevin Durant, Allen Iverson, Luka Doncic, and Michael Jordan. That is great company to be with. Donovan Mitchell, one of the best players in the NBA. In the last 4 playoff game ones, he had 57 against Denver, 45 against the Clippers, and 32 against Dallas. That is incredible. That is fantastic right there, to be able to have those type of performances in big games like the playoffs, especially in game 1. It just goes to show you Donovan Mitchell is a fantastic player. He has 18 points in this game, but still, his team only down by 3. And if he starts getting going in the second half, it will really help out Cleveland. But in the corner, R.J. Barrett with the air ball. R.J. Barrett still struggling in this game. He had a couple of good buckets in the first, but overall, he has not had his best game, trying to find his footing. But the ball will stay with the Knicks. 10:40 to go in the third quarter. 3 seconds on the shot clock. And you got Jalen Brunson to inbound to Julius Randle. And Julius Randle with the step back too. And his shot does not fall. And Cleveland has the rebound. 50-47. 10:30 to go in the third quarter. Darius Garland swings to the star, Donovan Mitchell. Can Donovan Mitchell find a way to tie this game up, or at least get it down to 1 with the deficit for Cleveland? And Darius Garland drives into the lane with a 2-and-1. And that is some bad news right there for the Knicks. It's down to a 1-point game, and Darius Garland has a chance to be able to tie this game up. That is not good for the Knicks. R.J. Barrett with the bad foul there, putting a hand on his back. Definitely did not have to do it. I understand you're doing everything you possibly can not to allow the layup, but Darius Garland already did the hard part. He got into the lane. It was already over with. And Garland's free throw is no good. Cleveland's missed some free throws, which can come back to bite them. Got to make your free throws. But 50-49. The Knicks only up by 1. Their offense is falling asleep. But Jalen Brunson, he was great in the first half, and his shot falls. What a play by Jalen Brunson. Right on cue when the Knicks needed a bucket. 52-49, 9:50 to go in the third quarter. Donovan Mitchell with the basketball. Jalen Brunson with 8 points in 11 minutes. Evan Mobley into the lane. He misses a layup, and Jared Allen can't get the ball. Julius Randle tries to get it to R.J. Barrett. Barrett keeps to Julius Randle down low. And Mitchell Robinson on the weak side with the slam dunk, but I don't know if they're going to count the dunk because they might have called a foul on the Julius Randle drive, and I think they did. So Mitchell Robinson's dunk does not count. But nonetheless, still a fantastic play by Julius Randle to get into the lane. And that was a great shot by Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is a fantastic player. He is vastly improved over this past season. Julius Randle at the line. His first free throw is no good. He's a good free throw shooter, but he misses the first. 96 is here. Thanks for being here. 96, he says, is the game close? It is definitely a close game. It's 52-49 New York over Cleveland. 9:38 to go in the third quarter. Julius Randle with the second free throw up, and it's no good as well. He missed both free throws. 52-49 New York. They've been leading most of this game. But New York is starting to let Cleveland get back in the game, and it's 52-49. But I really appreciate you stopping by, 96. Thanks for being here. And down low, Jared Allen with the slam dunk, 52-51. 1-point game. Cleveland about to retake the lead potentially, and the crowd for Cleveland's getting into it. Jalen Brunson with the ball, 9:10 to go in the third quarter. Jalen Brunson being hounded by Isaac Okoro. Brunson with the step back three, and it's in and out. It was a good look there, but he could not get it to drop. And now Darius Garland, he has the basketball. He's trying to drive on Mitchell Robinson. He takes the mid-range two. It's short, but Evan Mobley with the rebound. Darius Garland for two again, and it's no good again. That one went in and out, and Julius Randle with the rebound. Knicks holding on to a 1-point lead. Randle kicks outside to Brunson. Brunson into the lane, and Brunson with the floater. 54-51, and Brunson is keeping New York afloat. 96 is oh snap, a close one. Sounds like a slugfest. 100% 96 is 54-51 with 8:20 to go in the third, and both teams are being really sloppy on the offensive end. And Donovan Mitchell, though, with a deep three. That's something he can do. 54 all now. 8:10 to go in the third quarter. And Mitchell's up to 21 points. Both teams have been turning it over a lot, really sloppy, but that's a good shot by Donovan Mitchell. Julius Randle with the basketball. He's driving in. He goes up strong, but they decided to pass the ball to R.J. Barrett, and that's a turnover by the Knicks. And Cleveland with the chance to retake the lead here. They have not had the lead since the first quarter. 7:50 to go in the third. 54-54. Donovan Mitchell with the ball. He swings to Jared Allen. They call a foul on the drive. The tide is turning in this game. Cleveland fans are on their feet. And Donovan Mitchell's starting to take over a little bit. That's a great drive by Mitchell. Sometimes the best thing you possibly can do is just drive in and draw a foul. It might not be what most people think of as smart basketball because you want to make shots, but sometimes just drawing contact is really good. Get fouls on your opponents and be able to get you a breather. It's just a smart play overall. It's not the worst thing you can do in the world. But Julius Randle, he takes a seat. 54-54. 7:30 to go in the third. And a turnover for Cleveland. A breakout for the Knicks. And Obi Toppin with the massive slam dunk. 56-54. That might be on SportsCenter. That is unbelievable. 56-54. What a swing right there. Like the Cavaliers were taking full control. And the Knicks stealing. What a big slam dunk by Obi Toppin. 7:17 to go in the third quarter. Brunson deflects it out of bounds, but it still will be Cleveland Cavaliers ball. That was an incredible play. R.J. Barrett to Obi Toppin for the slam. Massive dunk. And he fell hard to the hardwood, but he is okay. Thankfully for him, but Cleveland will be inbounding the basketball. Donovan Mitchell is the inbounder. I think the refs are talking about something, but then they finally hand the ball to Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell down low to Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley gets the layup to fall, 56-56. The offense is starting to pick up a bit for both teams. 7 to go in the third. Jalen Brunson with the basketball. Mobley has 8 points and 10 rebounds. He's starting to pick up his play in the third quarter. Brunson for 2, and what a shot by Brunson. He has got a great mid-range game. Driving into the lane, stop and pop over the taller defender. That's a great play by Jalen Brunson. 58-56. Evan Mobley in the corner to Isaac Okoro. Okoro into the lane. He misses the shot, and Hartenson with the board. Kicks to Brunson. Knicks up 2. 6:30 to go in the third. Jalen Brunson with the basketball at the Cavaliers logo on the left wing. He's driving it on the block on Garland. Step back shot. He cannot get it to fall, but he's definitely capable of that post play that he steps back and shoots mid-range, but he couldn't get it to drop. Donovan Mitchell with the ball. 58-56. 6:10 to go in the third. Mitchell trying to shake Quentin Grimes. Kicks to Garland. Garland in the lane over Obi Toppin. He knocks it down. 58 all. Tie game once again. 6 to go in the third. Crowd is on their feet again. Both teams are starting to really pick it up on the offensive end. Jalen Brunson has the basketball. 5:50 to go in the third. He blows by Okoro, and Brunson's shot is short, but Jared Allen could not get the rebound. Now Grimes to R.J. Barrett for three, and Barrett knocks down the wide-open Jay. 61-58. That's huge for R.J. Barrett. He's been struggling from three, and Spike Lee is enjoying it on the sidelines for the Knicks. The Knicks are 4-20 from three. Cleveland's 5-19 from three. But 61-58. Donovan Mitchell for three, and it is no good. But did they call a foul? And they did. Quentin Grimes is upset. He felt that he did not foul Donovan Mitchell on that three, but they call it nonetheless. Donovan Mitchell, I think it's a two. His foot was on the line, but I don't think maybe Quentin Grimes gave him enough space to land. I don't know. That's close. You could argue, man, that's close. I don't know if it's a foul. That's close. Potentially it was because you could say he didn't let him land, but I think overall that one could have not been called. But Donovan Mitchell is at the line. His first free throw is up and good. 61-59. 5:26 to go in the third quarter. It's been a really good game. Back and forth. Some sloppiness, some poor play by both teams, but it has been a solid game between both teams. You can tell they really want to win this game. This would be huge for the Knicks to be able to get the road win and actually be able to potentially help them win this series. But Cleveland determined not to let that happen. Donovan Mitchell especially. He's picked up his play. Evan Mobley as well. And Darius Garland have all been playing better in this third quarter. But Mitchell misses another free throw. That's his second miss today. And Cleveland has some misses. It could come back to haunt them at the line. We saw the Raptors lose a game because of missed free throws. It's going to be interesting to see if that will hurt them if this game goes down to the wire. But the Knicks have the ball at 2. 5 to go in the third. R.J. Barrett has it. He kicks to Hartenson. And Hartenson with the floater. 63-59. 4:50 to go in the third quarter. Donovan Mitchell has the basketball. His team down by 4, and Isaiah Hartenson with 6 points and 5 rebounds. It's been solid off the bench for New York. And Donovan Mitchell with the mistake. He throws it right to R.J. Barrett. Barrett down the lane. His shot is no good. He had the layup, but it did not drop. And Obi Toppin misses the putback, but I think they call an over and back on Obi Toppin. 63-59, 4:38 to go in the third. Oh, they might have called a foul on Cleveland. And the Cleveland coach, J.B. Bickerstaff, is furious. I think they might have called it on Cleveland. It looked like it was potentially an over and back on Obi Toppin. I don't know. It's interesting. I think you could make an argument that the call was right. Obi Toppin was going for it. Maybe he slapped the arm. But Obi Toppin's going to the line. I think Obi Toppin thought they called the foul on him, but that's not the case. He's at the line, and he hits the first free throw. What a turn of events there. 64-59, 4:38 to go in the third, and the Knicks are up by 5. And make that 6. The free throw barely goes in, but it goes in for Obi Toppin. 65-59. Darius Garland picks the ball up at half court for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cavaliers need a bucket. Karis LeVert's into the game for Cleveland. Jared Allen almost loses the basketball. Swings to Garland. And Darius Garland swings to LeVert. LeVert to Jared Allen down low. Now to C.D. Osman for 3, and Osman for 3. That's a good shot. 65-62. Much needed bucket for Cleveland. 4 to go in the third. Brunson in the lane. And they call a foul on Brunson's drop. Brunson's so good at drawing fouls when he's driving into the lane. Good at taking contact and making the refs make the call. I don't know if he was in the act of shooting or not, and he was. They are giving him 2 free throws. Like, it could have been on the floor, but maybe he got the continuation just in time. But Brunson is a good free throw shooter, so you would assume he's going to at least hit 1. But Brunson's first free throw is up and good. 66-62. Tom Thibodeau's like, man, this game has been wild. It's been going back and forth. They're showing him right now. He looks a little concerned. But his team is up 4. The Knicks have been playing pretty good basketball overall. They've had a couple bad stretches, but they've never let Cleveland take the lead and start to run away with this game. The Knicks have been playing solid. Brunson's second free throw is up and good. So a 5-point lead for the Knicks yet again. 67-62. And Brunson's up to 14 points. He has 8 in this quarter. And more importantly, he has not picked up another foul. So he still has 3 fouls. Caris LeVert has the ball now for Cleveland, trying to make a move. He's driving into the lane. He goes up and decides to pass to Jared Allen, and it's a turnover. Bad mistake by Caris LeVert. Caris was careless with the basketball there. But now Jalen Brunson, he has the ball. On the left block, driving on Darius Garland, and Brunson kicks in the corner to Obi Toppin. And Obi Toppin hits the big three. He's 6'9", and he's got a nice stroke, and it's 70-62. And they're really showing Spike Lee on the sideline, man. He's getting really happy now with his Knicks team now up by 8. And they do call a foul on Josh Hart. Josh Hart does not like the call there. I don't think the Knicks are in the bonus. I don't think it's any free throws for Cleveland. But it's still an 8-point game after the big three by Obi Toppin. 70-62. 3:27 to go in the third quarter. It's been a fast-moving game, despite the sloppy play and a lot of the fouls. Darius Garland with the ball gets it to Jared Allen. Now Caris LeVert, he's driving in, trying to make a play. Swings over to Osman. Now to Darius Garland in the left corner for 3, and Garland knocks down the shot. 70-65. Great passing from Cleveland, finding the open man in Darius Garland. And Garland, I think, is up to 17 points, if I am correct. And he is. He has 17 points, 2 of 4 from the three-point line. Really nice shooting there by Garland. Brunson into the lane again, and he knocks down the floater. Cool, calm, and collected is Brunson after the big shot made by Darius Garland. The Knicks now up by 7 yet again. He has 16 points, 2:40 to go in the third. Caris LeVert is still off in this game. He cannot make the three. And the Knicks have a chance to extend this thing back up to double digits, potentially with a 3. Brunson with the ball being guarded by Donovan Mitchell. Brunson trying to shake Mitchell with the turnaround step back. And Brunson for 2. Brunson's on fire. 74-65. All of this while Julius Randle's still on the bench. Brunson's up to 18 points. 2:10 to go in the third. And Donovan Mitchell probably needs a bucket soon for Cleveland. He needs to make a shot because his teammates are struggling. Donovan Mitchell swings to Darius Garland. Garland into the lane. Kicks in the corner to Osman. And Osman's off from 3. And now the Knicks are up 9. Up the floor. Obi Toppin with the slam. What a pass up court. And Cleveland's falling apart. 76-65. 1:40 to go in the third. What a pass by Brunson to Obi Toppin. Brunson is playing like the best player on the floor right now. He is on fire. Doing everything right. Mitchell pulls up from 3. And he misses. But then Mitchell with the rebound, offensive rebound, he slams it home. 76-67. Unbelievable play by Mitchell. Never give up on the play. And he goes from missing the 3 to getting the rebound and just slamming it home. Great play by Mitchell. 24 points, 5 assists for him. He's 9 of 18 from the field. And Cleveland's down by 9. 1:10 to go in the third. Brunson's been on fire. He has the basketball being guarded by Donovan Mitchell, who just scorched the rim with a big dunk. Brunson with the step back 3, and he finally airballs a shot. But where is Josh Hart? Right where he needs to be, as always, getting the offensive rebound and laying it in. Knicks up 78-67. Hart's played really well in this game. And the Knicks have blown it back open to a double-digit lead. Garland with the basketball. Swings to Jared Allen. And they call a foul on the Knicks. 78-67, 52 seconds left in the third quarter. And there is some up and down action between these two teams, but the Knicks starting to create some separation. They're playing some really good basketball in this game, and they really want to win, and we have a timeout. 96, so that's what MJ was so excellent, drawing fouls, getting to the line, making free throws, especially late. He was going for contact. He didn't see the shot he wanted or spot he could get to. He says he is the GOAT for sure. I completely agree with you, 96. Michael Jordan was excellent. And you talk about Jalen Brunson. What is he doing well in this game? Drawing fouls, getting to the line, making the free throws. And what is he doing really well at? Hitting the mid-range. Showing the mid-range is not dead in the NBA. The mid-range is still really important. You still have to have it. And Jalen Brunson is doing all the right things, and he's passing the ball well to his teammates. He's doing everything well, like Michael Jordan. Maybe not as impressive as Michael Jordan, but still, Jalen Brunson's doing a great job. 96 says, I'm going to try to catch this game shortly. Maybe I'll catch the 4. I'm definitely going to watch the Kings and Warriors later. Yeah, that game should be a lot of fun as well. But thanks for being here, 96, for this game. It's been a great game, but the Knicks have a really good chance to steal a road win here and really help improve their chances to be able to win this series if they can get this win. Jeff says, wow, fast action. For sure. There's been a lot of fast action in this game and in the NBA as a whole. The NBA is such a fast league these days with teams being able to score so quickly. But I agree with you. It has been fast action. Jeff says Brunson is killing. Yeah, Brunson is the reason, along with the way Julius Randle played in the first half, why the Knicks are winning. Because Brunson's doing everything right. He's defending well. He's shooting the basketball well. He's passing well. He's not turning it over. He's playing great. Salvador Chavez is here. Thanks for being here. He says, hi, my friend. I really appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for being here. We got a great game here between these two basketball teams. And again, this would be a monumental win for the Knicks if they can steal a road win against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I'm telling you, if they win this game, they have a shot to win the series. I still think Cleveland has a great chance to win this game. I still think Cleveland has the better overall chance to win the series. But this is really impressive by the Knicks. But by far, this game is nowhere near over. In the NBA, the other team can score really quickly and get back in the game. And Donovan Mitchell's a player that can get hot in a hurry, start hitting some big shots. And if his teammates like Darius Garland and Evan Mobley can get going, Cleveland's by far still in this game. Nowhere near out of it. But I'm not liking the prospects for Cleveland. The Knicks, overall, they're having a team effort right now. Randle in the first, Brunson in the third quarter, playing some great basketball overall. And then you've got Josh Hart doing all the small things. Josh Hart always seems to be there for the offensive rebound. And I feel like Isaiah Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson have done a really good job on the glass, actually out-rebounding Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, which is shocking considering the fact that Evan Mobley and Jared Allen are definitely more than likely better rebounders, and they're by far better players. But I feel like the Knicks, their centers have done a really good job of holding their own in this game, keeping plays alive. And the effort and hustle from the Knicks seems to be there. They just seem to be out hustling Cleveland for the most part. So it's just been a really good game overall for the Knicks. And if they can continue it for the fourth quarter and a little bit that's left in the third quarter, they can win. 96 is Donovan Mitchell's under the same pressure that Rudy Gobert is on for overcoming past playoff woes. They both need to advance further in these playoffs and continue to go deeper and deeper in the playoffs. Yeah, I agree with you. Unfortunately, though, sometimes it's your teammates. You look at Utah, it was all on them to win. They didn't have a lot of teammates. That's why they blew that whole thing open. But to your point, they do have a lot of pressure. But Donovan Mitchell, he's had some big performances putting up 50 points and his team still loses. It's one of those things where you have to be able to have a team to be able to help you win. Jason Tatum had 50 points in one of the playoff games for the Celtics a couple years ago, and they lost because his team just wasn't good enough. Now it's much better now. But I do agree with you. The pressure is there. But I just think that the rest of the Cleveland Cavaliers team needs to do a better job to help him out. Jared Allen, he does hit 2 free throws. He has 8 points and 10 boards now, and he cuts the lead down to 9, but it's still 78-69. And Obi Toppin loses the ball out of bounds. He tried to go off the dribble to get into the lane, and he loses the basketball. A little bit overzealous there, trying to get that 2-for-1. And now it's 39 seconds left in the game. In the third quarter, it's 78-69. So definitely a pretty solid size lead for the Knicks, but still enough time for Cleveland to make a run, especially with Donovan Mitchell. C.D. Osman goes up strong, and I think they call a blocking foul. 33.2 seconds left in the third quarter. Hartenstein tried to draw the charge, but I do think they call a blocking foul, and Cleveland will have 2 more free throws. So now Cleveland is trying to deploy the strategy that the Lakers use against the Timberwolves, drive into the lane, get some foul shots. I don't know if Julius Randle's banged up, but he still isn't back out there yet. Maybe he's about to come in now, but I'm not 100% sure. But definitely he's needed out there. But Osman with the free throw, his first free throw is up and in. It's 78-70. And finally, Randle is coming in. I was wondering, Randle was out for a long time, but he is coming back in. He's okay. Good to go. That's huge for the Knicks. They need him out there. He was playing really good basketball in the first half. He's cooled off in the third, and he sat for a long time. There's 33 seconds left in the third. Osman with the second free throw. It is up, and it's no good. Again, Cleveland's missed some free throws. They've missed several. I don't know how many they've missed, but they've probably missed maybe about 6, 7 now, and they're down by 8. So those free throws could have come in handy for them to try to win this game. Emmanuel quickly, he has the basketball with 15 seconds left in the third. He swings down low to Julius Randle, and Randle, he goes up. Thought he was going to go up with the shot, but he tried to get it to Mitchell Robinson, and it's a turnover. Sometimes a little too much passing could be a bad thing. Sometimes just go up with the shot yourself. I think that Julius Randle should have taken that shot, and he could have made it. But he did try to get the ball to Mitchell Robinson. I understand what he was going for. But it did not work. Went off of Mitchell Robinson's hands, and it is a turnover. 10 seconds to go in the third, and Cleveland's had a solid end of this quarter, cutting this lead a bit, just ever so slightly. And if they can get another bucket here, that would help out their prospects of coming back. Evan Mobley down low. His shot does not go in, and there is no time left in the third quarter, and it's 78-70. End of the third quarter. So the offense definitely picked up for both of these teams in the third quarter, but the Knicks still holding on to an 8-point lead. And right now, I would say that the Knicks are in better shape to win this game because of the fact that I'm just still not seeing enough from the rest of the Cavaliers roster to be able to get this win. They're just not making enough shots overall. They're not helping out Donovan Mitchell in any way. Donovan Mitchell is a great player. And yes, has he had one of his best games of all time? No, he's been nowhere close to that. He has not played some of his best basketball of his career in this game. He's had some big shots, and he does have 23 points. But overall, Cleveland's complementary players, to me, just haven't done enough. And whether they're just having an off game, I don't know. But some of their players, like Karis LeVert, is a guy that averages 12 points per game. He's got 4. He's not playing that well. And you feel like if Karis LeVert was having a better game, potentially the Cavaliers would be in better shape. Someone like Jared Allen, he has 8 points, but he's been out-rebounded at times by the Knicks, and he hasn't been a force down low. Evan Mobley's been off in this game. I just feel like there's too many players for Cleveland that are struggling. I think that the Knicks have more players that are playing well, particularly Josh Hart and Obi Toppin, both off of the bench, have really provided some nice offense. I feel like Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenson are doing a good job on the glass. They're really helping out the Knicks in that regard. And quickly, he hasn't even had his best game out there, but he was solid when Brunson was out handling the ball, and Brunson's playing great. Brunson had a fantastic third quarter, and if he has another quarter like that in the fourth, I would say this game's about over for Cleveland. They cannot allow Brunson to dominate like he did in that third quarter. He had a fantastic third quarter. But Julius Randle, he's had some big moments in this game, more in the first half. But he's back in the game now. And it's going to be very key for the Knicks if they want to win this game, for both Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle to have big fourth quarters. But for Cleveland, they're going to have to key in on both guys. You cannot allow both those guys to dominate in this last quarter. You got to get your home crowd involved late in this game. You're down by 8. That's not where you need to be. They need to be down by less than that. And I think there's still plenty of time for Cleveland to be able to win this game. But they're definitely in trouble. They need a lot more offense besides scoring from Donovan Mitchell. They need more offense all around. I don't feel like Cleveland's been awful today, but they just have been a step slow. They've been turning the basketball over a little bit too much. And overall, I just think that they're relying way too much on Donovan Mitchell to try to bail them out for this win. But it will be interesting to see what happens for sure. I'm very intrigued to see if Cleveland can come back and win this game, or if the Knicks are going to be able to steal a road win. This would be huge for their prospect. A lot of people don't think that the Knicks will win this series. They feel like the Cavaliers will be able to win this series overall because they potentially have the bigger star in Donovan Mitchell. They potentially have more talent overall, and they had a better record this season at 51-31. But I would argue that the Knicks are playing better in this game, and if they can continue to play the way they are, they have a great chance to be able to win this series. It's the 4-5 series for sure. If you're going to get an upset, you would think it'd be in the 4-5 game over any of these other ones like 3-6, 2-7, or 8-1. The 5 seed is still a really good team. And the Knicks were missing Julius Randle for a time, which kind of hurt their record a bit. But I think that now that he's back, the Knicks are in full force playing some good basketball. But the start of the fourth quarter is nigh, and we have 78-70. The Knicks up by 8. Donovan Mitchell swings down low to Isaac Okoro, and there is yet another foul. So many fouls been in this game. You would like to see cleaner basketball because this is the NBA. These are talented basketball players. These are smart basketball players. You would like to see less fouling because of the fact fouling does not really get you anywhere. Yeah, it might stop you from giving up an easy layup, but you have to play fundamental defense, not reach in and allow the team that you're playing to get easy points at the line. Specifically in the Knicks case right now, because they are winning the game. If you allow Cleveland to get some confidence at the foul line to be able to get back in this game, that's not going to do you any good at all. And Isaac Okoro is not a player that you really want to let go to the line because he's not a big threat outside of, corner shooting and maybe a little bit of driving. But the Knicks fouled him. And he just hit both free throws. That's huge for Okoro's confidence, 78-72. But there's been a lot of fouls by both teams in this game. New York still has 4 timeouts. Cleveland only has 2. That's another big thing. But Julius Randle has a wide open 3, and he misses. He couldn't be more open than that. He was wide open. Cleveland left him open. He could not make the shot. Cleveland got bailed out there. But Donovan Mitchell, he just misses a floater. He could have hit that one. And now Julius Randle down the floor. Randle taking contact, and they call an offensive foul on Julius Randle. And Isaac Okoro's on the ground. Hopefully he's okay. He's holding his nose. We saw a lot of hits to the face in a couple of games before in the play-in tournament. Definitely a lot of players were getting hit in the head. Some of it was friendly fire, but in this case, Julius Randle, he went, and unfortunately his elbow hit Isaac Okoro in the nose. That is unfortunately one of those bang-bang plays where you're on the offensive end, you're trying to drive into the lane. And it might be incidental contact, but it's contact nonetheless. And it definitely probably hurt Isaac Okoro's nose. So hopefully he is okay and he'll be able to continue to play in this game. But that's unfortunate for him. Hopefully he doesn't have to have anything worked on his nose. Definitely look at a guy like Jaylen Brown who's having to wear a mask in the playoffs because of his nose. It's unfortunate. But that was a massive hit by Julius Randle. It'll be interesting to see if they call a flagrant foul or not. I mean, he swung his arm. I don't know. That's a lot of contact to the face of Isaac Okoro. They're really going to review this. And it definitely was not intentional. That's why it's always tough when they do call a flagrant on plays like these, because it was not an intentional play by Julius Randle. He did not mean to hit him. But it's kind of one of those things where you just can't do that. You just can't swing your arm over and, knock someone in the head like that. You're trying to drive into the lane and get to the line. I totally understand, but you just can't do that. If you're Isaac Okoro, now you're in a lot of pain because of Julius Randle's arm. I just think that Julius Randle has to do a better job of not swinging his arm over. Just try to go up with it. It is a bang-bang play. He didn't mean to do it. But we'll see if they call it technical or not. They probably will because of the fact that he hit him in the head, and they've been getting very, meticulous in the NBA when it's head contact of calling technical foul. So they probably will call a technical foul. But it is what it is, but it was not intentional. 96, I give the Knicks a pretty good chance to win this series, even though the Cavaliers have the better backcourt players. Yeah, I would say so with Garland and Mitchell, but I've been very impressed with Brunson and Quickly and some of the other players for the Knicks, especially Julius Randle. They've been really impressive, but you are right. I would say the Cavaliers have the better backcourt and the front court. But in this game, it's definitely been dominated by the Knicks. But they did not call a flagrant. Jeff says it shouldn't have been a flagrant, and they did not call it. So they gave Randle the benefit of the doubt. They might have given him a foul, but they didn't give free throws. So they just called an offensive foul. That's okay. They didn't call a flagrant. There were no free throws. So they just called an offensive foul. So that's not the worst thing there. But on the other end, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they missed the shot. And now Quickly, he has the basketball swinging to Josh Hart over to Julius Randle. And Randle's had a really solid game, but he has not scored in a while. R.J. Barrett with the ball, caught in no man's land. Swings to Josh Hart. Josh Hart goes up strong. And Josh Hart, he scores again. He's had a really good game. He's done a lot of little things well, and it's 80-72. Josh Hart with 12 points and 7 rebounds. And another miss for Cleveland. Josh Hart down low to RJ Barrett. He cannot get the shot to fall, but Josh Hart is there yet again. 82-72, and the Cavaliers might be using another timeout. And if they are, they only have one left, but Josh Hart is everywhere you want him to be. Getting layups to go down. 96, you know what they say about what you said about Round trying to share the wealth, think long, think wrong, laughing out loud. Yeah, that's funny. I mean, I think overall, you talk about length. The Cavaliers have more length, but the Knicks are just outplaying, and the Knicks are doing a great job on the glass. And that's why they're going to have a great chance to win this game. They've been very impressive overall, out hustling Cleveland. I feel like Cleveland's done a pretty good job in this game at times on the glass, but I think overall you got to give the Knicks, to this point in this game, the props for how they're playing. But I will say that this game is nowhere near over. So if the Knicks don't keep up their level of play, they can still lose this game. But I'm not very confident in the way Cleveland's playing right now. That when you're allowing Josh Hart to get easy putbacks over and over in this game, he's had like 5 putback layups. That's not good. Jeff says Knicks are rolling again, for sure, and it's the hustle. The hustle of the Knicks has been very impressive, and that's why they're playing so well. 96 is people said Evan Mobley could be the next coming of Chris Bosh. What's he doing out there? Only Talk Sports. That's a good question. I mean, in this particular game, he hasn't been that impressive. He had a massive dunk early in the game in the first quarter where he missed a shot, got his own miss, and slammed it home. That was really impressive, but outside of that, he has not had his best game. I mean, he averages 16 points per game. So he's had a solid season, but he's definitely not had a great game here. Obviously, the game is nowhere near over. Still plenty of time for him to finally start to get something going, but he has not had a great game, I would say. And by no means is he anywhere near Chris Bosh. Does that mean he could maybe get close to that in the future? You never know, but to your point, he's not anywhere near where Chris Bosh was at this stage in his career. It's always tough to comp players like that because players are all different. And sometimes players develop slower than other players. It's just very difficult to compare, a player like Evan Mobley to Chris Bosh. Yeah, they have very similar attributes, but I don't know. I would say he's definitely behind Chris Bosh overall. I think Chris Bosh was definitely ahead of where Evan Mobley is right now. But to your point, he's definitely not having a great game. And if the Cavaliers want to win, it's either going to be Donovan Mitchell going off in the last few minutes of this game and he's just on fire, he's making a bunch of shots, or his teammates finally start stepping up. And neither's happening right now. Donovan Mitchell hasn't scored in a couple, I think since this quarter started. He hasn't scored since the third quarter. It's been a few minutes. And the rest of his team just isn't really getting anything going. And now you've got the Knicks, they're smelling the win here. They're smelling the potential victory. And they're going all out, and they're playing extremely hard, and that's a good sign for Knicks fans. If they want their team to win this game, I'm really liking what I'm seeing from the Knicks. Their effort level is high, and when you have high effort level, even if you're not making tons of shots, you're still going to win games, and that's what the Knicks are doing. They're out hustling the Cavaliers on the Cavaliers' own floor, and now the building's really silent. You look at Cleveland's home crowd, they're very silent. That's not a good thing. You want them engaged in the game. Another problem is the Knicks have 48 points from the starters, 34 from the bench. Cleveland has 63 points from the starters, 9 from the bench. The Knicks are getting a lot more production from their bench than Cleveland. It's way too much the starters. More production needs to be had by Cleveland's complementary players. They're not getting it. The Knicks are doing a great job of being a basketball team. Now Evan Mobley's down low and his shot is short. Again, he cannot deliver. And Mitchell Robinson with the defensive board, still eating up the glass, not allowing Evan Mobley or Jared Allen to get the ball on the offensive rebounds. Val's the GOATs here. Thanks for being here. It's 82-72. New York Knicks right now, 9:40 to go in the fourth. The Knicks are doing a really good job in this game of out-hustling Cleveland. Josh Hart into the lane. He misses the shot. But Mitchell Robinson keeps it alive. And now there is a shot clock violation. But it's 82-72 New York over Cleveland. with 9 to go in the fourth quarter. It's been a really solid performance from New York. They're not having their best offensive game, but Cleveland's definitely not playing well on the offensive end right now. They can't get anything going. Even Donovan Mitchell, the Knicks have shut him down as well. And now you've got Donovan Mitchell missing a three there. He can't get a shot to fall. Still struggling on the offensive end. They're running out of time with only 9 to go. And now you've got a rebound from Julius Randle. R.J. Barrett down the lane, a strip by Donovan Mitchell. And they called the ball off Barrett, but it looked like the ball was off of Mitchell. I don't know about that one. Let's show the replay again. R.J. Barrett was going down the lane. He fakes the ball. Ooh, maybe it was off of his leg. Maybe the ref got that one right. I think that he did. Shocking there. I did not think that the ball was off of Barrett, but it was. A good call by the ref. 82-72, 9 to go in the fourth. The New York Knicks are up by 10. What a shot there by Cleveland to cut it to 8. Man, this game is getting really interesting because the Knicks, they're kind of falling asleep on the offensive end. And the Cavaliers, they need points. And they're starting to find their way on the offensive end right now. But Jalen Brunson, he was solid in the third quarter. He takes a step back too. He cannot get the shot to fall, and they call a push-off on the Cavaliers on Mitchell Robinson. It looked like Jared Allen pushed Mitchell Robinson in the back. So there's a foul there. Val's the GOAT says, I'm a Raptors fan, so hope we can get Wembanyama. That would be interesting. I think the odds of the Raptors getting the number 1 pick is very low. But if they were able to, that'd be huge, like you said, for them to be able to land them. But I do think it's probably going to be the Spurs or the Rockets or a team like that at the bottom that Wembanyama will go to. Julius Randle, he misses a three. Still 82-74. Both teams playing with massive effort. Julius Randle into the lane. Now out to R.J. Barrett. His three is off. Mitchell Robinson with another rebound. What hustle for Mitchell Robinson. Over to Julius Randle. Back to Mitchell Robinson for the slam dunk. What a play there. 84-74 New York over Cleveland. 8 to go in the fourth. Darius Garland has the basketball. Darius Garland swings over to Mitchell Robinson. Donovan Mitchell has the basketball. Like Mitchell Robinson was going to end up with it, but Donovan Mitchell has the ball. Now you've got Darius Garland down low. Both teams are playing so hard. I think they call a foul on the Knicks down low, which Josh Hart does not like. He's smiling at the referee. But, man, the effort level from both these two teams, I can't even keep up with how fast the ball is swinging right now. It's insane. You can definitely tell it's a playoff game. The NBA playoffs are here, and both teams are giving it all they've got. This is a great game. A lot more interesting than the first two games we saw earlier, but still, it's a 10-point lead for the Knicks, so Cleveland's going to have to make a run really soon. Evan Mobley has the basketball. He drives in. He misses another shot. He is really struggling in this game. Josh Hart saves it, and a foul on Evan Mobley. Josh Hart with the thumbs up to the ref this time. Finally, he's like, I got a call to go my way. But that's hilarious down there, and the Cavaliers fans are frowning, holding their heads, and things are not looking good for Cavs fans. 84-74 Knicks, 7:20 to go in the fourth. And Jalen Brunson's done a fantastic job handling the basketball in this game, and C.D. Osman gets a chippy foul on Jalen Brunson just because he was too close to him, got his hands on him a little bit when he was trying to dribble, and it gets a cheap foul. Those are the type of fouls you never want to commit. It's not necessary. Now R.J. Barrett with the basketball for the Knicks. A little bit of contact on Garland. He's driving into the lane. He loses the ball out of bounds, but they do call it off the Cavaliers. And a big thing about this game as well is that the Cavaliers only have one timeout. The Knicks have 4 left in this game with 7 to go. 96 is who's got the home court advantage? The Cavaliers. The Cavaliers home faithful, they're quiet because they're really upset with the way their team's playing right now. Julius Randle goes up really strong. I think there might be a foul. It's 84-74 Knicks over Cleveland. The Knicks are the road team. And no, they don't call a foul. Oh, they might have just called it over the backboard, but it looked like Julius Randle got hacked on that play. It had to be a foul there, but they didn't call it. A lot of contact. Refs are letting them play. C.D. Osman for 3. and he knocks it down. Big shot for the Cavaliers. 7-point deficit, 84-77, 6:50 to go in the fourth. Jalen Brunson with the basketball. Knicks up by 7. But if you're the Knicks, you can't let Cleveland hang around because eventually you feel like they're going to go on a run. R.J. Barrett kicks to Josh Hart, to Julius Randle for 3, and Randle knocks it down. Big shot by Randle, 87-77. That's a big shot there. To swing the momentum back the Knicks' way. 6:20 to go in the fourth. Randle has 19 points and 9 rebounds. 7-19 from the field. Not his most efficient game. Is still playing solid nonetheless. And Jared Allen, though, with the pass from Donovan Mitchell with the slam dunk. 87-79. 6 to go in the fourth. That's a big play there. Brunson over Osman in the mid-range. Cannot make the shot. Finally, Jared Allen with the rebound. Jeffs is a great shot for Randle. I agree. It was a fantastic shot by Julius Randle. Now Darius Garland is holding his face. Did he get hit by Julius Randle? I don't know if they're going to review this or not. The Cavaliers fans are asking for a review. I love how Julius Randle just kind of flops on that. That's kind of funny. He goes over. I think he was going for the ball. I don't necessarily think he was trying to hit him in the head, but they might review this again. Randall's not happy because I think the refs are going over to review, but it's always drama in the NBA for sure. You've got all these star athletes, and you definitely have a lot of ticky-tack fouls that get a little bit overblown due to some acting. It's always interesting to see for sure, but it looks like they might go over to the monitor. I don't necessarily think that should be, a foul, a technical foul on Randle, but we'll see what they call. This game is really getting interesting. It's going down to the wire. Both teams are playing at a high level. I still think the Knicks are hustling a little bit more, but it does seem like the Cavaliers are trying to go on that run that they need to have a chance. You just can really tell that they're playing at a high level. They don't want to lose this game. And I mean, the way this game has gone, the Knicks have been by far the better team. And that's been the unfortunate thing for the Cavaliers because you feel like the Cavaliers have more talent overall, but they're just not playing well. Yes, you just had Osman hit a big 3, and Osman's a solid player. But the biggest problem that the Cavaliers have had is that Donovan Mitchell's fallen asleep. You want to talk about Donovan Mitchell, people say that he does not win big playoff games because of the fact that he just isn't capable of being able to win these big games, even though he's had tons of big games in his career already. He's already had 50-point games in the playoffs, and his team's lost just because they didn't have a lot of talent around him. But this game right here, even though the bench for the Cavaliers has been an issue, they only have like 11 points overall, and the Knicks have like 30 points from the bench, which is why the Knicks are winning. The bench has been great, but you can see with the Cavaliers, their bench is not getting it done. But Donovan Mitchell has not scored in what feels like forever for him. He hasn't scored in this fourth quarter, and he's going to have to start making some shots down the stretch in this final 6 minutes of the game, or I don't think that the Cavaliers are going to win. I think that they're going to fall short in this game. They have to start hitting some buckets. The Knicks have been doing a great job all over with their team. There's been so many players scoring. Like we've talked about, Brunson and Randle have carried the team, but Randle is 19. I think Brunson has like 18 or 19 points as well. It's not like they're doing the heavy lifting. They're getting a lot of production from their other players. Josh Hart has like 14 points. He's having a really solid game. I feel like Obi Toppin's done some nice things off the bench, but Cleveland, they're not getting a lot of production from their role players. That's been an issue. But it will be interesting to see what the referees do going over to the monitor. Will they call a flagrant foul on Julius Randle this time? They didn't call it the last time. They just called an offensive foul. But I don't know. There might have been a little bit of acting there, but it will be interesting. They said the New York Knicks' last playoff series win was 2013 when Mike Woodson was head coach. Conference finals appearance in 2000. Finals appearance in 99, and the last time they won a championship was 1973. That's a big drought for a big brand program or organization like the New York Knicks. They are a massive organization. Everyone knows the Knicks, and they haven't done all those things in so long. But they're starting to play better basketball under Tom Thibodeau. Things seem to be trending in the right direction. They have a great chance to get a massive road win here. 5:57 to go in the fourth. The Knicks are up by 8. It's 87-79. Darius Garland has the basketball. Swings over to C.D. Osman, to Donovan Mitchell into the lane, and Donovan Mitchell goes up strong off glass. And you've got a 6-point game. 87-81 in the fourth quarter. That's huge. Big shot by Donovan Mitchell. He's been silent, but that's a big shot there to maybe regain his confidence. He's got 28 points, 5 boards, 6 assists. But Jalen Brunson on the other end with a big layup of his own. He's having a really good game. Donovan Mitchell, the Cleveland Cavaliers need more of that from him in the final 5 minutes. More layups into the lane. He needs more help from his teammates. Mitchell with the basketball. He takes a three, and he knocks it down. 89-84. He's starting up. He's got 31 points now. And if the Cavaliers lose, it's going to be really hard to blame Donovan Mitchell. There will be people that will blame him for sure, but you feel like he's not getting enough from his teammates. Jalen Brunson again into the lane. He gets his own miss. How did the Cavaliers have 4 guys in the paint? They couldn't get the rebound, and somehow Brunson got his own miss. Jalen Brunson has the ball into the corner, and Brunson shoots a three. 92-84. 4:30 to go in the fourth quarter. What a shot by Jalen Brunson. 23 points for Brunson. He is a budding star in this league. He's a great player. 92-84. 4 to go in the fourth quarter. Donovan Mitchell, he shoots another three, and it's no good. And he's just not getting enough support from his teammates right now. I don't know if if the Cavaliers are gonna have enough. I don't think Donovan Mitchell can carry him. They're running out of time. 4 to go. 92-84 Knicks over the Cavaliers. Julius Randle has the ball on the right wing. Randle's driving in. Randle shoots over Mobley, and his shot cannot drop. It almost went in, but it did not. C.D. Osman gets the ball for the Cavaliers down the floor. 3:40 to go. Donovan Mitchell for 3 again, and Mitchell hits another one. Mitchell is really heating up. It's not going to be his fault if the Cavs lose. He's trying to fire up his teammates. It's 92-87, and the Knicks take a timeout. What a response by Donovan Mitchell. 96 is clearly Dallas made a big mistake getting up Jalen Brunson, for real. Yeah, see, that was the thing I don't understand about Dallas. I understand Luka Doncic. He's like your de facto, point guard in a way, even though he's a forward, 6'7", big body guard forward, whatever you want to call him. But he's not your point guard. Jalen Brunson was elite. He was getting better. Yeah, he was getting better. He wasn't elite. I would argue he's getting to that elite territory now. Maybe he wasn't elite when he was at the Mavericks, but he played off of Doncic so well. He played off of Doncic. Brunson did a great job when he was with the Mavericks of doing that. And I think he was developing and he was getting better and better next to Doncic. But the Mavericks were like, well, you're not good enough yet. We need a star, so we're going to trade Brunson away, and we're going to get Kyrie Irving. Well, here's the problem with that logic. If the logic is that you're going to have Doncic as your de facto point guard, what's Kyrie Irving, a point guard? It doesn't make any sense. I would have kept Brunson, who was a lot younger, who was a lot cheaper, who was going to get a lot better. And I think that they'd be in a lot better shape if they still had Brunson, if they still had Spencer Dinwiddie, players like that around Doncic than they are right now, but just Irving and Doncic and not a lot else. They don't have a lot else on their team besides Irving and Doncic because they traded away so much to get Irving. I think it was a bad move by the Mavericks. They're going to really regret getting rid of Jalen Brunson, like you said. It was a terrible move by them. They didn't get anything hardly in return. And getting Irving and giving up all that they had to give away, I think was just poor decision-making by the Mavericks. 96, if Donovan Mitchell is messed up if he does, messed up if he doesn't. If he's on fire all night, they'll say he's supposed to be. If he's missing more than he makes, he's going and he can't win, laughing all night. Yeah, it's true. And it's not his fault they're losing. His teammates just aren't doing enough. And you've got 92-87 Knicks, but there is a turnover. Cleveland Cavaliers go up strong with Donovan Mitchell yet again, and Donovan Mitchell scores again. 92-89, and Donovan Mitchell might single-handedly bring back Cleveland. It's looking that way. He has 36 points, 12 in this quarter, and he is dominating in the fourth. but the Knicks still hold on to a small 3-point lead. 92-89, 2:50 to go in the fourth. Brunson with the turnover. It looks like Mitchell stole it. C.D. Osman down low. He lays it off the glass. 92-91. What a defensive play by Donovan Mitchell. And he's got the look in his eye right now. He wants to win this game. The crowd is back in it. And there you go. You felt like Cleveland would finally go on the run and to get the crowd back in it to rile the Knicks. And Donovan Mitchell's single-handedly doing it all. But Brunson, he shoots a three and it almost went in. But it did not. It rolled in and out. And Donovan Mitchell, the man of the hour right now with the basketball, driving in. And he scores almost, but it doesn't go in. But a tip in by Jarrett Allen. 93-92 Cavaliers. Jeff says, wow, this is insane. Donovan Mitchell, this is unbelievable what he's doing. 93-92, 2:12 to go in the fourth, and another timeout by the Knicks. The Knicks are imploding, and I don't even necessarily think it's that they're completely falling apart, but Donovan Mitchell has arrived. Donovan Mitchell, yet again, trying to lead his team to victory, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised if somehow the Cavaliers still lose this game, that people, like you said, 96 will still say, oh, it's Donovan Mitchell's fault. How can it be? He's doing it all. It's unbelievable what he's doing. He's got like 36 points now. He's playing at a high level. He just got a big steal. He's doing everything. And it's 93-92. The Cavaliers have retaken the lead. And Tom Thibodeau is now down to his last time out. He only has one more because he just used his second to last. The Knicks have 4, but they've used 3 in a hurry to try to stop this Cleveland run. But Donovan Mitchell, when he gets that look in his eye and he starts playing as well as he is right now, he is one tough nut to crack. He is playing some fantastic basketball in the last 5 minutes of this game. He has come to life. Unbelievable play by Donovan Mitchell to get the ball off the court. C.D. Osman picks it up and lays it in. And then Donovan Mitchell drives on the next play. Cannot score, but Jarrett Allen with the tap back. And Jarrett Allen's been struggling with rebounding so much in this game on the Knicks bigs, but he finally gets a big rebound and put back there. 96 of the irony's Donovan's supposed to be in New York. That's a good one. That's funny. But the crowd has come to life. 93-92, everyone on their feet. 2 to go in the fourth. 9-0 run for Cleveland in the last 2:30. Can Brunson and Randall find a way for the Knicks? Randall with the basketball on the right wing. Kicks to Isaiah Hartenson. Out to Josh Hart. The Knicks look rattled. Hart takes a 3, and he knocks it down. Josh Hart for 3. 95-93, the most unlikely player to hit a big shot like that for the Knicks. What a shot by Hart. He's got 17. He's playing well. He's got 9 rebounds. Also, he's playing some good basketball. And again, the complementary players, not allowing the stars to have to do as much. But Donovan Mitchell misses a 3 on the other end. And Josh Hart falls to the floor, and he looks a little banged up. That had to be a hard fall for Josh Hart. But if the Knicks win this game, that shot by Josh Hart with 2 seconds on the shot clock, he knocks it down right in front of Donovan Mitchell's face. That was an unbelievable play. 95-93. This is an incredible game. Definitely better than the other two if you like close games. 1:20 to go in the fourth. Knicks have the ball. Jalen Brunson with it. Jalen Brunson trying to make a move. He takes a step back too, and he knocks it down. 97-93. Jalen Brunson hits the step back too, and suddenly the Cleveland rally is not looking like it's going to happen as much as it was a minute ago. It still could happen. Donovan Mitchell's not giving up. He's driving in and draws a foul, but this is unbelievable. What a response by the Knicks. Brunson over C.D. Osman with this tough step back too, right after Josh Hart hit a big 3. 97-93. 105 to go in the fourth. 96, and perhaps the Knicks have a better team, laughing out loud. Yeah, that's unbelievable to think if that is true. I thought Cleveland had more depth, and I still feel like they do, but it hasn't showed up today. And Donovan Mitchell hits the first free throw. And again, Cleveland's missed a few free throws as well, which could make a difference at the end of the day if they don't win. But Cleveland's cut it 2-3, and Donovan Mitchell with 37 points, most in a Cavaliers playoff debut. That's crazy for Mitchell. If he hits his free throw, I have 38. And his free throw is up and good. So he has 38. 97-95, 105 to go in the fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson, who just hit a big step back two, he has the basketball. 50 seconds left in the fourth. Jalen Brunson. He's got the ball, trying to drive on C.D. Osman. Thought about the step back two. Kicks to Josh Hart. Hart for two. Hart misses. But Isaiah Hartenson kicks it back out with his tap out. What a play there. That was a heady play by Isaiah Hartenson. Now Brunson in the lane, and Brunson for two. What a great play by Brunson. 99-95, and Cleveland takes their last timeout. 35 seconds left. 96 as well. I'm watching the final minute. I hope for overtime, laughing out loud. For sure, it's been a fantastic game, but it's looking really good for New York. Up by 4. And you just see with New York, they're a much more balanced basketball team. They have a lot more guys that can get a bucket, where it just seems like overall, Cleveland, it's just Donovan Mitchell and not a lot else at times. It just isn't a good sign when you're wanting to have a basketball team. You want to have a bunch of players that can score points. It just isn't happening right now for Cleveland. It's just way too much Donovan Mitchell. With the Knicks, you're getting so much production from Randall and Brunson and Hart. Just so many players playing well today for the Knicks. You're just not getting that with the Cavaliers. It's going to be really unfortunate for Donovan Mitchell if they don't win this game. It's not his fault at all. He has had a fantastic game with 38 of the 95 points for Cleveland. But Cleveland could fall short. But it's not over yet. Still 35.4 seconds to go. 99-95 New York. There's only one timeout left in this game for New York. Cleveland has 0 timeouts. And Jeff says, what a game. 100%. It's been a fantastic basketball game. And Cleveland will be inbounding the ball. And they need a bucket in a hurry. And they'll probably give it to Donovan Mitchell because he's playing so well. Donovan Mitchell rolls out. He gets the ball. He drives into the lane. Swings to Jared Allen. And that's a great play by Donovan Mitchell. He could have taken the floater, but passed it to Jared Allen for the more reliable score, an easier bucket. 99-97. 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Will they play it out, not foul? It looks like they're not going to foul. There's still 8 seconds between shot clock and game clock. 20 seconds to go in the fourth. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Jalen Brunson is the basketball, and he's hit a couple big shots late in this game. Can he hit another one to lead the Knicks to victory? Jalen Brunson trying to make a move on C.D. Osman. The step back two, and it's no good. But Julius Randle with the rebound. 6 seconds to go in the game, and there is a foul by Cleveland. What a play by Julius Randle with the weak side rebound. That might have saved the day for the Knicks. Brunson misses the two. Great defense by C.D. Osman. But then Randall goes over the top of Evan Mobley and gets the rebound, and they had to foul Grimes. And now Quentin Grimes will have 2 free throws. These will be huge free throws for him. 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 96 Randall, the place to be. I meant Randall in the place, but yeah, he has done a fantastic job getting timely rebounds. Same with Mitchell Robinson. I feel like the Knicks, their post play has been so much better getting rebounds off the glass, way better than the Cavaliers. And the Cavaliers probably have the better post players, but they have not done a good job. And Grimes hits the first, and he hits the second. It's 101-97. I think this game's over. As long as New York does not foul Cleveland on a 3, and they make the 3, they should be good. Mitchell with the ball. Mitchell brings it up the floor. He shoots a 3, and it's no good, and it's over. 101-97, and the New York Knicks get the upset win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. What a play. What a fantastic game by the New York Knicks. What a play down the stretch by Jalen Brunson. His level of play is why they won this game, but the New York Knicks win. What a fantastic game. So Jeff, wow, it's the nicest. What else can you say? This shouldn't have happened to most people. Cleveland should have won. It was on their own floor. Donovan Mitchell puts up 38 points, and they fall short because of the fact that the New York Knicks Played so well down the stretch. And props to Jalen Brunson. Props to Julius Randle. Their play down the stretch was unbelievable. And timely plays by Josh Hart, getting putbacks. And that big three to put the Knicks back in front was huge. But what a game overall. This was a fantastic win for the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks win 101-97 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now the Knicks have the heads-up advantage to potentially win this series. They have the 1-0 advantage. But now you got another game tonight with the Warriors and the Kings. That should be a good game. But the Knicks are up 1-0 on the Cavaliers. The 76ers are up 1-0 on the Nets. And the Celtics are up 1-0 on the Hawks. Crazy action so far on the NBA. Evan Mobley needs to step up big time. Darius Garland has to be that definitive number 2, period. You can't go down 0-2 on your home floor. I completely agree. 96 on your own floor, you got to play better than that. Darius Garland had some good moments, but he was not the definitive number 2. At times, he really struggled, and Evan Mobley did not play well. He's going to have to play well and much better for sure if the Cavaliers want to win the next game, because if not, I think that the Knicks can win again. Overall, if I had to pick right now, I would say that the Cavaliers are going to get the next win, but that was incredible what the Knicks did. They were professional in this game. They played really well. They did a fantastic job getting this win, and the Cavaliers are going to have to find some answers in a hurry, because in the playoffs, there's only so much you can do, especially when you lose a home game. Now, the Cavaliers are going to have to win a road game to match that back. But what a great win, 101-97 for the Knicks. There's going to be more playoff action. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow potentially, or really soon again, and do some more games. I really appreciate all you guys for being here. Like the stream down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. But I really appreciate all you guys for being here. You guys are awesome. Jackson's game 2 will be amazing on Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for being here. My pal Mike, he's over there doing a football game right now if you guys want to check it out. But right now, I really appreciate all you guys for being here tonight. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. And I hope to see you guys soon. But again, really appreciate you guys for being here. But what a win, 101-97 for the New York Knicks, winning on the road at the Cleveland Cavaliers. What a win.